Alright, let's get into game. Let's get the cameras set up and let's get started. Alright, guys? Thank you so much for waiting. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Honestly, you guys mean the shit to me. And I thank you so much for hanging out while I take these short bits of break. I had to run to the restroom and I had to just do some retweets. It wasn't a huge one, but I'm still here working. And I thank you guys for understanding. Let's get into the game. Thank you so much. Let's do this. Let me get the cameras set up. We have Raven. It actually looks like it's not so bad right now. We have Raven here. That's an easy fix, I think. Right, we got Raven. Right. We have, in theory, Raven. Right? Okay, that's Raven. Oh, God. Okay, that's Raven. Okay, that's not Raven. That's so Raven. Alright, where is he? Why are we snapping? Okay, and then we got this one. It's going to be Smith, I think. Dun, 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 dun. That's so much Raven. Look how much Raven that is. Oh, there we go. Hold on. There we go. There's some people. There we go. Hold on. That one part in every stream where we have to try to get everybody to fit and everything to work. Zero's not in this game today. He could not make it. And then we got more here. Let's quickly do that. Let's add these. Oh no, I'm not there. I know you're not. I know. We're just gonna have to do that. You know what we could do? We could actually move Baron over. Look at this. Look at this shit. Ready? Watch this. Just like in the old days. We'll get rid of Zero. I have to do this on the fly every time, guys. I'm sorry. And then we'll put me. Oh, geez. What's going on there? Awkward. They're going to have me up here where I'm supposed to be. Alright, there we go. Da-da-da! That should work. Oh, God. Alright, let's get King of Noobs in here, and then we'll get ready to play. I mean, we could just... whatever. I may move that around, actually. I kind of like being down here, actually. I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of like this. This is like my spot. Sometimes this lags, guys. Give me a moment. Put Baron back over there. We'll get that all set up. Baron's there. We got Raven doing weird things over there. And then we gotta get... yeah, alright. So we keep forgetting. Keep forgetting. There we go. Imagination. King of Noobs' character. I forget the name of the character. Forgive me, King of Noobs. Forgive me, my friend. Okay, it looks like Discord's being weird today, though. Oh, here we go. Ready? We'll do this. We'll put Baron here. And then we'll get chat. We'll get you guys. I'm sorry, guys. This is such a headache. We'll put you guys right here. Okay, I think we're ready. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? What's up, man? Taking my bigger
good?
box, you bastard. Yeah, right, Baron. All right. How are you guys? How was your day?
Fantastic.
Good. All right, so welcome, everybody. We are playing Chains That Break once again. For those of you who do not know, this is a sub-game. Happens every... oh, God, the music right now is intense. This happens every Wednesday. We play here... oh, my God, why is... I think I've been playing this game... Can I get an uptime? I don't know how long we've been live with this OBS. 9 hours. Jesus. All right, so I guess apparently after 9 hours, it seems as if the OBS starts to get a little, like, clunky. It's not as smooth, the editing, as it used to be. So anyway, like I said, guys, we are playing Chains That Break. This is a game here on the channel that we play every Wednesday with the subs. Let's go around and let's go over who we are joined with. This is a two-parter. I guess this is part 2 of last week's episode. So if you guys go ahead and let's start with Baron as I switch game modes here. I've got to switch over to the other Roll20.
Where am I?
So you just you tell us about you and about your character and yeah, tell us a little bit about. I'm just passing it off to you for a second, as you could talk about your character. You could talk about what maybe we could also go around and chat about what happened last time too. That'll also help me because it'll give me a break to get this figured out.
I got you. Well, I'm playing Brimstone. He is a dwarf that was hung by the wardens for being a dwarf. Kind of seen the darker side of the wardens. He pretty much survived on the rope for an extended period of time, and while he was swinging back and forth on that rope, he kind of found himself, so to speak. And now he's on jaunty adventures with these assholes.
That's right. Next, right next to Baron, we have King of Noobs. King of Noobs is second week here with us.
Hello,
King of
hello.
Noobs, tell us who you are and a little bit about your character.
All right, so I'm King of Noobs. My character is Agathor Thamrock. He is pretty much a settler. Came across these folks after running from twig blights. After they left town to go on a adventure, he was confronted by twig blights, and he picked a twig blight up and snapped it in half and freaked all the other twig blights out. Kept it as a trophy, but later found out that it was gone somehow. Gets confused from there on. And he arrived at a cove and took 2 kills of his comrades, but defended them.
Kill stealing motherfucker.
He stole 2 kills, exactly. All right, and next is Smith the Brit. Smith the Brit, what's up? How you doing, Ban? Man, I called you Ban. Ban, how you doing, Ban?
Yes, Ban is amazing.
Can I get a slash ban Smith the Brit? Just kidding, don't do it.
My commands don't work. I'm not a mod.
Oh no,
I
I
ban
was
myself.
other mods. All right, now go ahead. It's up to you, man. What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm playing Captain Kieran Smith, the old ex-Navy captain who has basically killed an admiral. That's why he's currently with these guys at the I can't even remember where we are now. At the
Exactly. We are at a cove, remember?
Well, I remember that, but I mean, like, the main, like, place we live in.
Stormhaven.
That's it, yeah. That's why we're with them, living there at Stormhaven for now. And, yeah, we're currently at this ship that used to be mine, but a lot's happened to it, such as all my cannons have been sold.
Yep. Yeah, I think I remember you said you had a lot of cannons, and they were all sold, it seems, or at least they're missing. Yes. And next we have Raven of Death. Who are you playing? What are you up to? How have you been since the last 10 minutes since we spoke?
Doing good, buddy. Doing good. I play Rafe, who is a cleric, a half-elven cleric / warlock.
Yeah, multi-class.
In service to Light, who's been given permission for his... I just forgot the name of it.
Lady of Light? Pilgrimage.
Pilgrimage, there we go. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
And, yeah.
Awesome. So, collectively, let's all try to remember what happened last time. Last time we thought, because this is my game as much as it is your game, guys, as well as chat. This is a sandbox game where every choice, of course, matters, but also every interaction will then fuel the next step of plot, and we are all collaborating together to tell this story. I don't know it as much as they don't. Sometimes I'll have some planning. maybe I'll have an idea of where it's going, but it will really start fleshing itself out when we play with you guys and when we are actually sitting here playing. It's just my DM style. It always has been and always will be. So last time you guys needed to find a ship, right? So you guys went towards, you guys went to the Storm Hollow, which is the now trade district for the naval activity. So whether it be pirates, blacks, like a black market of sorts, as well as just the sea trade, you went to this quote unquote city of sails, Storm Hollow. By going there, you guys then tried to find. You needed to go there because you guys went to the palace. Forgot about that part. You guys went to the palace to get to send some sort of word that there was trouble brewing. You couldn't figure it out. You couldn't figure out how to do it, but you did on your way. Rafe was blessed for a pilgrimage, and they have given Rafe the permission to go on this pilgrimage.
Actually, probably
feel free to interrupt and let me know, because I'm also trying to remember this as we go too.
Yeah, it's probably also worth noting, because it's a huge lore thing, what we found there, that
Right.
temple that used to be where it all kind of started.
Right. Oh, what the temple that you want to go to, Grimtol?
No, the one that we found on the way there, remember? Off in the
Right.
distance.
Yes. All right. So, I forgot about that. So on the pilgrimage, you also found a temple in shambles. This temple in shambles had some scripture of a mother, but also various motifs towards the lady, the now iteration of the quote unquote lady. This lady being the most prominent, at least in this continent, the most prominent faith, the most prominent belief in this continent. Of course, there are the dwarves a little to the north that think of the Paragon is the Paragon, their council of gods is their god, or their belief. But for
One true God.
one true belief. But yes, you did find a church to the mother's son, which was an odd one, and you definitely wrote some scriptures, whatever that may be, and maybe scribbled down some notes about this mother. So you went to Storm Hollow, you found the boat, but you didn't actually find the boat. You found an old ally, Smith. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this ally and who you found, as well as any clues towards where your ship went?
I can't even remember the guy's name, so that's brilliant. First off.
Lawrence.
Yes, it was my first officer, Lawrence, I'm pretty sure is
Right.
what he's name is. Yeah, it was my first officer who used to basically drive my ship for me. And we were given details that an old enemy of mine who took my ship from me, basically. Well, in my mind, I think he took my ship from me. He was probably just given it by the Navy. And yeah, so basically the guy who took had clearly stored it away in this small cubby or something like that, we were told, and it was spotted. But that's really all the guy's name was Captain Robert Barnsworth.
Yep. Robert
Yep.
Barnsworth was the captain who stole your ship. Yep. And you gained that much information off of this Lawrence.
Yes.
You also, I think he mentioned that it was to the north, that maybe the ship was last seen to the north.
Yes, I think of it.
So yeah, we sailed a little towards the north to then find where this ship had gone. Baron, do you remember what happened there?
Not really.
So now how about King of Noobs? Do you remember?
Say again, sorry.
Do you remember what happened when you guys set sail towards the north? Just from that point on.
The captain was drunk. We had him tied up, and we did something with him. He got loose, or not got loose. He got let loose because he was trying to become sober.
Yep.
There's a whale of some sort out there.
Right.
And then we came to the cove.
You guys came to the cove. This cove happened to be some sort of hideout for this Captain Robert Barnswallow. Barnes something.
Barnsworth.
Yeah, Barnsworth. Captain Robert Picard. Yeah, exactly. Captain Robert Barnsworth. He then he tried to seize both of you guys. The whale, in fact, debated. Yes, exactly. You guys then fought the pirates there, and it was a quick combat. I remember it happening rather quickly, and now you guys are in this cove. So we're going to open up the scene, open up the game back to where we are. You're off to get some sleep. Had the most fun. Thank you all so much. Myth love to you, my friend. Have a good one. Have a good one, Solace. Thanks again so much. It was wonderful today playing with you, as always. Have a good night, man. So we are going to open up the story in the cove here. It is inside the dark, murky cove.
Okay, didn't we weren't we... Sorry, go on, Ray.
Could you just remind me what the whale was again? How it...
What the
in
whale?
this
Oh,
situation?
because of the player narration. So the player
I know, okay.
narration, Xeno spawned a whale to be that. Remember, it attacked the ship the really shitty ship that you guys had.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Oh, that's right, because we ended up having to swim over to someplace else, right?
Right, yeah, and then you guys swam to the shore.
Yep.
So we open up onto the cove. You guys just walked up onto the boards of this ship, and that's where we are now. You had bit off the rudder, exactly, Vanessa, and that's where we are now. The time of day is about midday. You have some light shining in from the mouth of this cave here. Around your feet is wet stone, moistened by the splash of water from the cove floor. You guys are now bobbing on the wet willy, I believe we called it, the wet willy floorboards. And yeah,
That's what Zero called it.
That's what Zero called it. Yeah. But take it away, you guys. We didn't. If you, I don't know. If you guys, take it away.
What did you say the ship was called?
Let's see. That seemed to be in character?
Yeah. Well, you can call it what the other weirdo called it.
Oh, what did he say exactly?
He called it the Wet Willy. It's not called the Wet
Fuck
Willy.
that. I'd rather burn it down than have it.
This is a shitty ship.
Yeah, can we vote on a new name?
Excuse me,
with?
it's not a
New
shitty
name.
ship. I will tell. You guys are very rude.
Oh,
New name.
It's called the
Mr.
HMS
fell into the fucking water and got me shot twice.
Mister, I'm going to act like we have a
balls
ship.
out of myself and
This is a
dropping 'em.
ship. Is it not a ship? I have a ship.
Wait, we based my pilgrimage on your, which actually wasn't, ship.
This is my ship. Well, now it is. Again.
Our ship, if anything.
Yeah, our ship.
Right.
It's a group effort, if anything. How many of these guys did you kill? Because I'm just saying. That fucker.
I'm
if we're
saying
going
I
by
killed
two-
everybody here, so I say I get to rename the ship.
It's called the HMS Alexandria.
It's called
Well,
not your
I
ship
mean-
anymore.
His Royal Majesty, we're not really serving the king anymore, so if anything, it would be like...
The Alexandria, then.
I mean, that's not terrible.
It's literally on the back of the ship.
I mean, do you know how long
Look
that
at
would take to
2C.
fix?
I would like to roll to carve out the name, please.
What?
I'd like to make a roll to carve out the name on the
You
ship.
can just start
on the
carving
back.
out the name. You don't need to make all.
Okay, I'm gonna start carving out the name then.
Yeah, he's like, it's
you
right
know-
there. It's on the ship, and then you're just like, right, got it. And you take out a dagger and march towards it and start scratching at it.
For once, I agree with that asshole. How about, I mean, Alexandria? I mean, come on, do you have anything important in your life? Or, wait, what's our quest here? Can we call it the Fuck Wardens?
Wait, we should come up with something that has to do with the pilgrimage, so just to keep continuity.
Continuity.
So, Pillage Village?
God, this person, I swear.
It's very hard not to like this fucker. But how about I don't know, like, I mean,
The
I would-
audible sigh from Rage.
Well, what have we been doing? We've been fighting undead and
Why are we arguing over the name of the ship right now?
dunno,
I
you
mean, this is a
started this
very
argument.
important thing.
Lady
Yes.
of the Sea. How about that?
How about the lady?
The lady. That's good.
Sure.
All
We're
right.
just-
Can you carve that on there for us?
Yeah, of course. Here I go.
and if they ask, we'll just say it's after the Lady of Lie, blah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes.
The
Right.
HMS No Rudder. Exactly. All right. Awesome. So, through much argument, you finally do come up with a name. The Lady is what you decide to name the ship. Go ahead, though. I would like you guys to roll a search check. We do have, or an investigate, excuse me. We do have, I'm sorry, it'll be perception because I can't just call you to roll investigation. Roll
God, oh my God.
perception.
Shaky.
Roll perception. Roll perception.
I have shaky hands. I'm trying.
Oh, sorry. Take your time, dude.
Do I have an
You can
advantage?
also type it
This is
in.
my shit.
You could type it in. Slash roll. /R space 1, whatever.
That's a good one.
What? Am I in the right one? You guys
No,
roll
you're
anything
not.
yet?
You are
Yep.
not in the right.
Oh my
you are
god,
not
I'm in the
right
wrong
road.
game. That's hilarious. I'm sitting here in the
Redo.
tombs of
wrecked.
annihilation by myself.
Redo. I got a 21. Fuck you guys.
All right, let me get to the right one. Jesus. This is what happens when you play too many games. Change that break. There we go. Now I'll be in the right one.
These are good problems, though.
Right. True. These don't sound like problems.
Could be worse. Which game am I in, you know?
Let's get the right window open. All right, so we have a 1321.
No, start at
15.
mine. 21.
What?
Start at mine.
Yeah, we have a third. Yeah, I know. We have 21, 21, 15, 17, 13. Awesome. So, magnificent.
Yes,
What do
hi.
you have deal? You have what do you have? What's your weapon of choice?
Short bow.
All right. So funny this. You actually see not a short bow though, but there is a rifle, probably left over from one of the pirates here that had this inside the belly of the gun or belly of the ship here, inside the belly of the lady. You see a rifle that is actually finely crafted. The dwarf in the party, Baron's Brimstone character, would probably recognize it being a dwarven make. It is a +2 rifle. So Smith the Brit, if you can give him the stats for a rifle and then just add the +2 onto it, it's a well done, finely crafted thing. You can give it to the party or whatever, but that's what you find. Baron, you find now this is going to be hard. You see an officer's sword, probably of the Navy. Now, the officer's sword, this is a +3 long sword. I don't know if you wield these or wield long swords or things like this, but that is what you find in your scrounging of the ship as well. It is a +3 long sword, and it seems to have like the a flickering of as you unsheath it. You seem to see green sparks fly off of it when you unsheath it. Smith the Brit, you find an amulet of +3 strength. It's got like it's a gem with looks like a tooth. Could be like a large tooth, not too large to be like a human, but there's a tooth inside what looks like to be this red amber on the amulet itself. Rafe, you find the scripture looks like to be some sort of spell of some sort, but it's really hard to decipher what kind of spell. It could be out of your quote-unquote arcane language. It may not be in the dialect that you know or read, but it just seems to be a little hard to make out at the moment. Chat, if you guys are here with us, why don't you start naming things that this spell is? We will then implement it into the game, and then when we finally identify it, I will pick one of the spells that you guys mention, and we'll give it to Rafe. All right? Everybody, that cool? That's great? Wonderful. You also find 300 gold pieces in just strewn about the bottom of the ship as well. There is also back on the coin purses of the pirates, there was another 400, so a total of 700 total gold pieces in this cove and in this encounter. Yes, Rafe is a cleric / warlock of light. So if you guys in chat are interested, start naming spells or maybe make up your own. But remember, this is a scroll, so it only has one use. But let me know what you guys are thinking for whatever this magical inscription is. So let me know in chat. What's the spell do again? This spell is up to you guys. It's in a language he can't make out at the moment. When it's identified, I will pick from chat what the spell is, and then you guys can. And then when it's identified or when it's used, it'll do its thing. So I will make note in my notes here, my D&D notes of what it will actually be. So you guys go ahead and start thinking of spells and things it could be. All right. So you guys have a boat. There are some cannons missing, and you have about 700 gold pieces, which you didn't before. I don't think we've ever actually made a clear decision on where we are thinking of going. A greater spell of invisibility. All right, so feel free to take the reins here as I start to.
How do I collapse the menu so I'm not editing the stats still?
The stats of what?
The flintlock musket.
You are gonna want to. I think there's a gear at the top of it. You click the gear button. Yeah, go up and click the gear again.
Thank you.
Top right. Yep. Perhaps a spell of instant sobriety. All right, so yeah, you guys are in this cove. I don't know what your decision is. I don't know where you guys want to go or what you want to do, but you are now in a cove. That's it.
Well, we have a ship now.
Do we even have sails?
Well, we can sort out what's wrong with the ship, and then we can try and get that fixed and head on our way.
Probably a good idea. Should we split up all this gold?
Yeah.
Yep. Probably for the best.
How much was it to get?
I'll take the sleeping body over there. It's gold. You know, Zeno, he's asleep right now. I don't know why. We have to carry him magically.
Right, yeah, Zeno is what is he doing? Zeno and Sable are both just on the ship. For the sake of the fact that I'm not going to roleplay a person who's absent character, they're going to be out of commission for this. So they're just probably going to be on the ship throughout the adventure, things like that.
How much cash was it again altogether?
300
Or
gold.
maybe he took a boat back to Stormhaven. It was 700.
700, yeah.
Oh, 700 in total? So 300 each? Or
What was the name of that, the Inquisitor that was with us? I mean, not the Inquisitor, the Warden that was with us.
Brock.
Right? Well, Captain, whatever the fuck your name is. What was it again?
It's Kieran. Jeez,
Right. Yeah, got it.
how do you not remember this?
To be frankly honest, I didn't much care. So, what are we doing?
Well, first of all, everyone gets 150 gold coins from this pile.
Awesome.
Right. I mean, or we could pool it and buy cannons for the ship.
Right,
We could do that.
that's an even better idea.
That's a very smart idea.
Maybe hiring on some crew, especially if we're going to be traveling the seas,
Perhaps a
potentially
captain.
filled like.
Did you just say? Did you just say maybe hiring on a captain?
I'm just going to hold out my fist,
Have a
bro
captain
fist
here.
for
That's
fucking
the
Ray.
point of me.
He does it.
You're a crappy captain, though. You gotta admit.
I'm just gonna turn around and walk into the obviously the captain area, like
Right in the captain's quarters, yeah.
the captain's quarters. Just nope.
Don't throw a hissy fit. It'll be fine. God,
Wait,
okay.
Is there like a metal thing with the captain's name on it, like the guy's name?
Yeah, it says your name.
Oh, yes.
It already says your name. The guy tried to, like, scratch it out, but it failed. It was engraved.
Cool. So I'm just gonna walk inside and
Hey,
Stop
Monk,
training
what
it.
is your name? I keep forgetting it.
Brimstone.
Brimstone. Okay.
Right. Okay, so we got two logistical choices here. Either requires us to return. Can we? Hey, Captain! How many people did you have on this ship before?
Well, the issue is we used to have a crew that used to come, and some would go, and some would come.
Listen,
and...
I don't care how many average. What do we need to pilot the ship? For fuck's sakes, is the question.
need to pilot? We need about 15, but the amount I had was like, what?
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, the total I
We
had
need
was-
to go back to. No, I mean right here. We're gonna need to go back to the town, hire on some sailors, buy some extra cannons for the trip, provisions. I don't particularly want to starve. Have you ever been on a sea trip? For fuck's sakes, you know my people are like legitimate or not. What's an aviation?
Birds. Study of birds.
Birds, yes. Never mind. Nautical. We're all about nautical things. Crew, food, that stuff. Boats. Fuck's sakes.
Right.
But Myth, can I kind of while I'm in my quarters, can I kind of search for if there's any like rum left over inside? Because I used to love rum.
Yeah, there's no rum left.
No,
No.
my rum stash.
Yeah, it wasn't rum anyway. It was just rum-flavored vodka.
Lie
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, it's like every Friday. All right, so it is. It's like every Friday.
Putting your real life pain into our game.
It's so bad. Baron, I need your character to make a. Insight? Question mark? Hold on, let me fucking see. You're recalling something. I think it's insight. Yeah, go ahead and give me an insight.
Ouch.
Wow.
Oh,
Baron, you recall, maybe it was because you were looking at the gun that King of Noobs now has, or Agathor has on his back, slung over his shoulder, maybe as he was like looting and stuff. But you see that it's dwarven make, and then immediately you start thinking about, where would this person have found this? Oh wait, we're not that far from the dwarven, from StoneHeart. You're not far from where the dwarves call their stronghold, their home.
Holy shit.
Wait,
Hey, asshole. Let me see that. Let me see it.
No.
Come on, I'll let you
No,
hold mine.
no.
Let me hold
I'm gonna
yours.
do a
Let me see it.
strength check on this to keep a hold on it.
Fine, I'm fucking gonna try to grab it from his hand.
All right, make a strength check. Competing strength saves. So you're here. So just go ahead and roll
Against the
strength.
dwarf,
Fuck.
I reckon.
What do we do?
What do you do?
Do it
No, I
again.
already know
Oh,
what
wow.
to do. They're both 14.
Oh, right.
Who's
Who has
got the higher dex? I don't
whoever has
know.
the higher strength. So Baron, you have a strength of +3. He has a strength of +0. So Baron, you are able. It's a good couple minutes. Baron then grabs your Baron, how are you able to seize this from him? Like what does Brimstone do here that would win over this? I don't know if he
Can I
headbutts
play
or what he
dirty and
does.
kick his balls?
Brimstone is gonna grab the butt of the rifle and just smash his giant foot down on fucking his foot, and then fucking wrench it from his hands.
You
All right.
dick.
Should have just fucking handed it over.
Ignore that.
Right. Let's see here. Jesus Christ, God, you and shinies, you asshole.
Sorry.
This is definitely dwarven make. You know that reminds me. You know where we are, right? We're actually incredibly close to home, StoneHeart. You know who's the best sailor on the seas, right?
Not this captain.
Dwarves.
I heard that.
Shut up, dick.
Let's go there. We'll call it part of my... Wait, no, that's a bad idea. Right, out of respect for the Paragons, I won't do that.
Right. So, up to you guys. We can either... I mean, we could probably sail up the river to StoneHeart and refit this, or we could go back to town and get, people like him, and I'm going to point to the captain's quarters.
Can we just leave the captain behind and have him watch the ship
come out.
while we go get people?
But if we have people like him, we don't need enemies. What
All right.
skill set exactly like him do we need?
I'm going to walk out the captain quarters because I've not found any rum.
Yep.
You find anything?
No, my rum's gone.
That's what you're thinking about right
An
now?
alcoholic.
Jesus.
I want to
I've
make sure the
stated.
stash isn't gone.
Which
I'm sorry.
skill set exactly?
How are you? And I'm going to point the butt end of the rifle at him. How are you at navigating shallows?
Don't touch that scrappy captain with my rifle.
Excuse me? That's very rude. Yes, I'm a captain. I can drive a ship, or sail a ship, sorry.
Drive a ship. Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
By the way, what's that rifle?
Oh, this right here?
I just want to grab onto the end of it and try pull it.
Everybody's been fighting over this rifle. Go ahead and make a strength check. Baron with an 8, Smith with a 5.
Oh no, I haven't rolled. That was...
That was...
Oh, wait, should I have rolled with the amulet?
well, you have a +2, so it doesn't matter. 13,
That
yeah,
was
so you
for-
kind of just like, oh, what's that? And maybe you
My
weren't ready,
guidance
Baron.
was my guidance was for Baron. He
Can
just
I
goes-
do something
Oh,
else
that's
as
hilarious.
he
All
tries to reach for it? Can I
Just taps him on the
what
shoulder.
can I do to try and stop him with my best?
So Baron
I'm
has an
touching it.
11. Smith has an 11. Baron, what do you do to take this?
I'm just gonna kick him in the shin because he's so fucking tall. Seriously,
All right.
what is you people always trying to steal from, other species?
I'm not trying to steal it. That fucking hurt.
It should. That was the point, asshole.
I wasn't trying to steal it. I was just taking a look at it. You know I know my rifles.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So
Can I
guidance
now-
gives
can I
advantage,
see it?
So. You see that there's a rifle on his back, and it looks not human. It doesn't look like it's made from the same makers who made yours. Maybe it's
I'm not going to be able to help you with what that is.
the angular trigger, or what it actually is, but it does seem a bit off. It's a little bit different. So I think you're making a point before Baron about something. If you want to go back to that.
Right. So, as I was trying to say before you tried to steal this, and I'm just gonna wave it at both of them. Right. This was made by my people of sea and salt and stone. We're pretty goddamn close.
So let's go.
But don't you think we should get a crew first?
Well,
That's what
the
he's
point.
talking about. My
What's-
God.
A dwarven crew.
Dwarven crew. Sure, I guess. Are you sure there'll be a... Okay, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to go up to the...
I'm gonna cock the fucking hammer back on the... What was that, Captain?
I turn around and walk up.
You're gonna really use my gun before I can use it?
Yeah, I'm gonna just turn around and just be quiet and walk up to where the wheel is.
It's funny, as he cocks the gun, you guys see that it's got like this hidden bolt that you wouldn't have... like the other ones are usually right on the barrel, but you see that it's got like a mechanism within the stock, and then he kind of like holds it. He unlocks something in the stock, and then he flips his switch on the side, and then he does the bolt. Like, just it's so fluid that you've never seen anyone work a gun like this before, because you've never seen this kind of gun used. So it only really could hint that maybe he's seen this kind of rifle.
So there
before.
you go.
I'll throw the sword to him.
Okay. So you now have another. So now there's another sword. It has etchings of a green flame on it.
Hey,
Ooh.
monk guy.
You don't.
Forgot your name.
You don't know my name after all this time.
Hey,
And
you
actually,
forgot
no
my
one
name.
really
I
knows
forgot
you're
your
a
name.
monk either.
He looks like a monk, surely, with the tattoos.
I don't think he's ever mentioned anything about that too. The only thing you know about Brimstone is the fact that he has a scar around his neck and he just looks like a wanderer. He's never actually mentioned that he's a part of any temple. He's never mentioned anything like that. He's just a prisoner who happens to have scars around his neck.
Okay.
For the sake of just like his image. And also I don't think he's ever mentioned I'm a monk. I don't think that like in any sort of class he would be a part. He is the monk stats, but I feel like isn't he just some sort of guy who has the monk insight, right, Baron?
Pretty much, yeah. I know you're dead on.
You know what I said. Hey,
So yeah, anyway, you say dwarf guy.
hey, dwarf guy.
Yeah. Name's Brimstone, asshole.
Okay. Well, tell you what. This here, I take off the amulet. You want this, and I'll trade you for the gun.
And I'm gonna shoulder the rifle and walk away.
What does that do, actually?
I don't know, but would I feel anything when I put it on? Because
I'll take it.
No.
You feel like there's now an amulet around your neck.
Well, it's nothing feels different, but
I hope it chokes you in your sleep.
So it does nothing, right?
Can I just wait? Can I just hold on to it and try it? What? Can I try to attune to it?
If you like, but
Sure.
what have you ever attuned to anything before?
It's gonna be my first time trying to attune to something.
The warlock's just gonna watch
So
and
it's
kind
not
of
like
Probably take me a bit longer than normal.
So
I'm
explain
just
to me
going
what
to-
attuning is and how your character would do it. Considering I don't think Smith the Brit has ever attuned to anything. Just try to explain to me what, because this is probably exactly what your character would be doing, because he's never probably attuned.
So he's gonna day off, and he's gonna try and look, because he thinks he's probably like a mechanical type thing, like he's musket or he's gonna try and pull it apart. He's gonna try and look into it. He's gonna try and do whatever he can to make it thinking it's
Try
mechanical.
to study the shit out of it. To try to be like,
Yeah,
maybe I'm
basically.
attuning to it. Okay. All right. So you guys mentioned that you wanted to go towards StoneHeart and maybe hire a crew of dwarves. Is that true?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Do we want to head off and do that? You guys are 2 hexes away from the mouth. If you guys look, if I can actually hold on. Is this it? Nope. Is this it? I'm sorry, everybody. Oh my god. I've got all these. There we go. All right, so 2 hexes north is the mouth of the river that brings you to StoneHeart. And that's 3 days of river, if you guys wanted to follow the river right up. Or you can just take 4 hexes and just go up the mountainside here. But unfortunately, the boat would be abandoned. You could leave 0 on it with Sable, and then it could be quote-unquote protected as you guys travel through the dwarven wilds. Well, the wilds, but of dwarven heritage.
I think we'd take the boat.
You take the boat.
Do we pass by the capital on the way there?
The cat? No, you do not.
No,
if you
the
take
place
a-
that
if you-
the place that I went with the church.
No. If you look at the map, StoneHeart is right here.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are right here.
Okay.
I think, right? Yeah, I think that's where we said it was. So yeah, you guys can. Oh, or were we? Yeah, whatever.
I say
We're
we
there now.
walk it.
You can just walk the 4, or you can go up 2 and then over 3. If you take the boat, you can't really go, because this is a mountain. This entire bump here or this entire island is a mountain, obviously, because the center is snow, which signifies altitude. So it's more. This river is definitely on a slope. So you can't
Probably
really take the
best.
boat up the river. You know what I mean?
Maybe we could walk along the river.
You
Well,
could
we've
walk
got
along the
3 people here. We could leave them and just start hiking up the mountain face. I mean, most of you'll probably survive.
Sure,
Probably.
fine. Let's climb the mountain.
I say we could do it along the river though, because at least there's water there.
Maybe we can find twig blights?
No.
Enough of the twig blights.
Oh no, there'll never be enough of twig blights.
You are obsessed. Whatever. I'm going to begin to pack up to leave.
All right.
Glad I took that out of your bag.
So Brimstone
just
starts
gonna
packing his
leave the
bags and he
sword
starts
on the
making his way
ground.
towards the cave or the cove entrance. What was that? Someone said something?
I'm gonna leave the sword on the ground, but as I exit the cave, I'm gonna take the captain that I killed. I'm gonna take his hat.
Okay. So you have a very extravagant hat. It is black, wide brim hat with a huge feather. A feather from a baby roc. So it's the down feather that is super fluffy and kind of like wisps in the wind. But the roc is a bird, also known as a thunderbird. It is a huge bird, the size of clouds, usually seen after storms.
Oh. Hey, Brimstone, here you go, Captain.
Can I do something before we start heading out?
You're an asshole. And
Yeah,
I'm
what would
gonna
you like?
fucking-
What'd you like to do, Rafe?
I just want to do inspiring leader. Basically,
Sure.
he does a ritual that takes 10 minutes before we leave.
Cool. And what does that do?
It gives where is it? I just clicked it. Okay. Spend 10 minutes inspiring your companions, shoring up their resolve to fight. Each creature gains temporary hit points equal to my level plus my charisma modifier.
Nice. All right.
So
Okay.
7 plus 3.
For 10.
Yep, so they all get 10. I have
Awesome.
enough for 6 people basically, so
Hell yeah.
Question: Can
Answer.
the feather be crafted into something magical, or is it just a normal feather?
It's a normal feather, but you maybe could find some sort of artificer who can take it as a reagent for something else.
Cool. You're welcome, Brimstone.
Okay. So you guys make your way up the mountainside. This is a travel mechanic here, so you have 4 hexes. That means 4 stories. Oh, look, that means you guys each can tell a story. You come up with a problem as well, a problem for the party, and then you could think of a way that either your character or the party overcomes it. But we need a skill check from one of you. You can't do the same skill check twice. If you critically fail, then we'll have a random encounter on that hex involving that story. So who would like to go first? Remember, you are in the wilds of a dwarven territory, so feel free to use any sort of dwarven lore you wanted to make up on the fly. Feel free to do that. You also could say anything else. It could be anything between vampires to wolves to anything you like. It is absolutely Your limitation, of course, it's land, it's the wilds, in a dwarven area. I'm not going to say no to what you have to offer, but just to give you some sort of inspiration, that is what we are, what you guys are traveling through here. So whoever wants to start, go for it.
Right. Well, we make camp since this is the first one, and we're just getting up off and away from the sea, and there's it's more trees and stuff. We haven't quite hit the snow yet. We begin building camp, and I start to get into a fucking argument with the hell is your character's name again, Noob?
Agathor.
Agathor? Fucking twig blights have never been seen this far north. They just don't fucking exist.
You don't know, okay?
No, yes, I sure as fuck do.
Mountain twig blights, they exist. Snow twig blights,
It's total bullshit. And
we'll see. I'll prove you wrong.
You know what? I gotta take a piss. And I'm gonna walk up into the woods, and as I'm getting ready to take a piss, a horde of twig blights, mountainous twig blights, come out of nowhere.
All right.
And to deal with this, the only one thing that you can do is to chop them to pieces.
Okay. So which
Hack at them with a short sword. So was that strength or athletics?
Right. Yeah. So which ones? You can do athletics. Athletics is a skill you can use here if you want. Sure.
Oh shit!
All right. So that is a failure. It's not a critical failure. But it is a failure. You see, you've got your dwarven dong out as you're taking a leak, and then you see the tree canopies in the distance start to move, and then you're like, oh my god, something big is coming, and then you realize that it's moving in a way that actually the canopy is moving. The canopy starts to peel apart, and you notice that it's an army of twig blights. The army of twig blights seems to get closer. Only a fraction of them see you, and a fraction of this army. Oh my god, the cat just fucking attacked me. The fraction of this army breaks off and comes after you. You think you take out your sword to then fight it. You saw your half-elf friend, right? You're a halfling? What is Agathor? Agathor,
Half-elf.
what race? Half-elf. You see your half-elf friend snap one of these in half. How hard could it be? So you take out your short sword. You start swiping at these things. You take a couple of them out, but then they start to overrun you. They start to tackle you as you're trying to reach for any sort of trying to reach and swim and climb your way out of this mob that is kind of dragging you under this cloud. You kind of just black out for a second as you see, or the light is kind of gets blotted out, Brimstone, as you see these twig blights just overrun you. It's dark for a moment. You only remember, you think screaming, but you couldn't quite remember if a branch was in your mouth or what was happening, but you remember it being muffled, but you tried so hard to just overcome this. The next thing you remember, though, is you're being dragged through the bramble and brush, and Agathor is dragging you back to the path, to the camp. And Agathor mentions something about your dick being out.
Oh no, with the twig being in his mouth or whatever. I was like, oh, it looks like you got a twig blight penis in your mouth. Damn.
There it is.
What in the fuck? Why do these things follow you around?
Don't worry about it.
Fuck you.
I told you. I warned you.
So, Baron, that was the first hex. That was one story. Now we have 3 others. Go ahead, guys. Whenever you are ready, you can just make your own narrative, come up with your solving, or your come with a solution, and then roll the skill to overcome it.
Okay, so as I'm bringing him back and whatever, I see how many twig blights he had killed, 3 or 4 of them, whatever. So I go back and I want to do a stealth, because who knows, twig blights are all mysterious whatever.
Sure.
To make sure that they're not watching me or hear me, I want to do a stealth to go gather the dead ones that he had killed and stuff them in my backpack.
Okay, so you want to go get more of them.
Yes.
So this is a narrative that doesn't involve the party, though. So you got to have. And this is also
Okay.
the same thing with Baron. Baron kind of went off and did this thing without. I guess it was try to stop the party from being overrun by these. So what is there a way we could change this narrative so it involves the party, like the defense of the party, or even maybe give reason to why you would get these? Hey, Sir Argus, how's it going?
Come back to me. I'll have to think of something
Okay,
else.
all right. Smith or Wraith? A narrative that involves the party's, I guess, safety, or that would involve the party's travel. I guess that's because if I gave you the freedom of that, you could be like, oh, I see a handle in the ground. I pick it up, and now I have a sword. Ha! And then you roll your investigation, and now you have a sword. It's like that's just a very easy way of. I did that once in a real life game. One of the players wasn't a player that I wanted to play in the game, but they paid for it, so they played the game, and they did that. They just only cared about loot, so they gave themselves loot in the narrative, and I was like, God damn it, that's not what this is for. So
I see the tip of a wing, I believe. I start to push it away. And now B-52 bomber. Yes.
Yeah, look at that. Now I have a
Fully
B-50.
working condition.
Exactly.
And all the fuel I need.
In working condition.
Okay, I got one now. Okay, so pretty much same narrative, except as I'm bringing
Sure.
the twig blights back, the horde
Yep.
comes back after, and I look down, and it's another female twig blight.
Go on.
So now I gotta do another intimidation roll and try and grab another twig blight and snap it in half and see what
Okay,
happens.
so they're coming. They're kind of rearing again, and you kind of like pick up one of these twig blights, and you're like about to try to snap it in half because it worked before. So you're gonna try to use the intimidation check. Hopefully,
Yeah.
it'll fail.
Fuck's sake, there's no way this is working twice.
I kind of hope it fails.
With a 12, it doesn't snap as cleanly as the other one, but it does. And it splinters off. It splinters off unless it like kind of like a stick full of that wick, that green stuff. A fully alive branch as it breaks.
I do not fully snap it in half though. I leave part of it to where it's just laying there in
more
agony
mythology
and
classes.
screaming that tiny little scream still. And then I just toss it in front of the other twig blights and say, "Screw off."
Huck it like a tomahawk. Like just as it's like, and it's just like is this screaming twig blight into the horde, and they all kind of like, and like they're just in horror. They kind of are paralyzed in this shock as you probably take your time with Baron and you to just dip back to the path. Thank you so much, Kebab Bananas. Thank you so much for that resub. With that resub, you can go ahead and give any one of the players here, because it counts as a $5 donation, which I didn't do last game either. So who gave us a resub last game? I feel really bad for it. I think it was Reaper. Anyway, Kebab Bananas, you can give any one of the players here an instant critical success or an instant critical failure. It's up to you. Let us know. It could also be the GM. It's up to you. Let us know. How you doing, Kebab? Thank you so much. Can I get some Mytheml in chat for Kebab Bananas? Reaper, you can do the same thing as well, Reaper. You can go ahead and give someone here, or you can save it for next week's
Thank
Traveler,
you.
'cause that was the game. So go ahead and give anyone here an instant critical, or an instant critical hit, or an instant critical failure. Up to you. All right,
You
so
can
we got two
change.
more
You can
stories
change
here.
my version if you want, or
Yeah,
change the next
you could
version.
you could even just be like, I don't actually want that to work. But go ahead, Smith and Raven, which also could be very scary because then that means this next attack could be critical fail. Oh no! All right, instant crit for Rafe. Okay, cool.
I try to convert them to the Lady of Light.
Who are you converting?
Please tell me the twig blight.
The twig blights, yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. All right, so within the same narrative, maybe like a different day, they come back for another attack. They're very fucking mad this time. They are ready to overthrow you. Okay, they come over the bluff. They meet you on the path. Usually they come out of the woods or they come out of the brambles of the trees and stuff like that. But this time they're in the path and they're there waiting. You think it's just this odd line of bushes, but then when you get closer, you realize that they're moving and breathing. And you realize it's the tree. That's the twig blights fucking again. And then Rafe, you hold up a hand and you approach them. Please take it away.
I did want to fight you. I don't know why you have a quarrel with this man, but
Look at this. Look at his face.
I think I missed on that one, Rafe.
You wanna go again, bitch?
Hey, look at him. You have any idea what he's done to our queen?
none at all.
Right. He tried to take our queen. He wanted to steal her.
I killed her, bitch.
You killed her maiden. Her maiden has been snapped in half from you, but you tried to steal our queen. Queen Twigatha.
Rafe, do your shit.
We will watch you burn like you tried to burn us.
And they all start to growl, but it sounds as if trees are rustling. Just
Why did this happen?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him?
and they all kind of and you all hear this audible point as they all just point like a brambly arm towards Agathor. Agathor's like, "Huh?"
I hate twig blights, especially the. Well, I didn't mean to get a female this time. I just grabbed a random twig blight because I wanted
hold
one
on. Hold on. Let me. Brimstone.
Yep.
Yeah, come here for a moment.
Why are these things back?
So you know why they're attacking?
Why?
Because he killed one just because they're not what he is, basically. You know, the same reason my mom
Slowly start to
killed,
pull the
and the
rifle
same
off my
reason-
back.
Remember, you need to somehow turn them to the Lady of Light.
So perhaps.
Remember, you did just get an auto crit, so this is how this narrative is going to go, which is cool, but it gives you a thread for where the scene has to go.
Right. Perhaps we could all work on forgiveness and working towards good in the future, as the Lady of Light has spoken of in the.
Lady of Light. What is this
Yeah.
Lady of Light?
Well, she is a deity of light and goodness.
What does that mean?
He'll
Are you
explain.
talking about our queen? Our queen is a lady? Yes.
She is a lady, yes.
Yes, she is. And she is the lady.
She's the only lady?
What?
She's the only lady.
No, she's the only lady that matters, you see, because we all are waiting for the pollen so we could then make the seeds, so we could then grow as a people.
Right.
Right, yes.
Well, the Lady of Light's seeds of goodness and doing right and kindness can be spread as well.
What are you trying to say?
So, perhaps leave this bitter rivalry for the night, and perhaps we can recover those that are wounded and take care of them.
Right. So you believe that there is some sort of lady
I do.
that gives us just cause and righteousness?
Mm-hmm.
That is our lady. we speak of the same lady. Our queen is a lady who thinks the same.
At this point, I want to pull one half of a twig blight out of my backpack and just toss it at them.
Dad! Dad, what is this?
He's an asshole.
He keeps insulting us by throwing corpses of the lady's babies.
I know, I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. But, allow me to read you a bit of the Lady of Light's doctrine.
What is this? What is that?
Oh no. Oh yeah, well I get the crit thing, yeah. And then that's for him to kind of pull out a good verse that'll
Okay.
kind of
You would
get
have
the
been
point
so
across today.
fun.
I don't know.
All right. So you say this. Your verse talks of the Lady of Light, her radiance, the radiance that burns all, and in the ashes has risen justice upon people, a path forward, a path clear of the brush of man, the clear of the not the brush of man, the brush of evil, and the brambles of the future. You've chosen the right verse that hits them in all of their buzzwords, and they're like,
Ah, yes. Very well, I understand. Very well, we will be back. And when we come back, we will show you the lady. Yes, so let's leave. Let's leave, and we will come back, and we will show you our lady.
And as they pretty much leave, I just
Don't
run
ruin
up to
this.
them and
Slap
whisper,
don't
fucking
ruin
him.
this.
"We will see what happens." I just give him a deep, menacing stare and just walk away.
Yeah. All right. And he's like, "Ah, you bitch." What is this Eldritch Blast?
On the creeper, crazy killer guy. It'll knock him 10 feet away. So I'm just like, leave him alone.
So, are you knocking me towards the? Are you knocking me towards
away.
them? 'Cause I'm right in front of them, and you just
No,
knock me
into
10
away.
feet forward, right into them.
Okay.
No, it's the direction I'm in. So like, if I can point it, so if I basically can knock you away from
Yeah.
them.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Eldritch Blast, I guess, because you got this tome out, you put your hand over like the pages and you pull it like as if you're pulling like a spider web or something out of the middle of the page. But as you do that, energy flies from your fingertips as you throw it towards Agathor, and he kind of just like falls back 10 feet. Just the arcane energy, black blasts you back. All right,
Come on, I was just joking.
within the same narrative, later that evening, you guys hear a winds rustling the trees outside. Upon further inspection, there's no wind. You're waiting for that gust of wind. You hear it pass by through the trees all around you, but there's no feeling of the wind. And the last time you heard the rustling of the trees like this, it was the twig blights talking to themselves. So you can only assume that the rustling of the wind is actually going to be this horde of Fey-kin again. As you also see in the distance this amber glow within the trees. And you hear screaming. Twig blight screaming.
I didn't do it.
I don't fucking believe you.
I get up and go out there.
I swear I didn't do it.
As you guys walk towards whatever's making the screaming noise, and whatever this ember glow is, you realize that it looks like that someone is burning a tree. The screaming is coming from the tree, and there's little bramble bushes dancing around it, screaming stuff about the Lady of Light.
Oh my god, dude, you just pretty much started forest fire. Good job.
That is not what I meant. That is not what that meant.
This doesn't surprise me at all, Rafe. At fucking all.
Why
Should've
can't you
worked
just
at the
do something to
Paragon.
Scare them.
Well, I didn't think for a moment. That
What about the home for the little people?
I forgot.
Thank you. You. What's your name?
Rafe.
Rafe. Lightbringer. Thank you for showing us the lady. She is here. We are, like your scripture said, she burns. She burns, and then from the ashes we will see just cause, and the evil will be snuffed out.
Yeah, you know, you just pretty much burned your home, right?
That's not what she meant.
Who?
The verse. That's not what they were talking
That's what
about.
you said. That's
Right.
what we're doing. We're burning the lady. We're making the lady of light.
It is pretty bright.
I mean, I see where you
And it is pretty hot.
where you would
And that's
think
where we're going to end
about
that
it.
narrative. So you guys
And now
convinced...
there's a genocidal fucking branch of the Twig Blights out there worshiping the lady. You just started a religious war. You just started the fucking Crusades when it comes to the Twig Blights. Congratulations.
Well, they're an evil thing. So if they're killing off their queens,
Quick Light Rituals 101.
let the Lady of Light sort him out. That's fine.
So we have one more. We have one more narrative, Smith. If you have anything here, please throw it at us. Or if anybody has another one, and if Smith can't think of one, it's up to you guys. But we have one more. We are in the Dwarven lands, the Dwarven wilds to the north. They're trying to make their way to StoneHeart to then get a crew.
Sorry, it's just
It's all right.
okay. As we're traveling, I assume probably the dwarves have probably set up like traps in the forest and stuff to, you know, any evil people. As we're going through their like the forests near the, like towards the is it a castle?
You've
Is it like a
heard there
cave?
used to be a castle, but now it's some sort of. You could ask Brimstone. Brimstone would know out of all of us.
A brimstone.
What?
Is there a castle up here?
What do you mean?
Like-
Stoneheart?
Yeah, is that is it a castle?
It's a fucking town built into the stone. It's the greatest fortifications this planet will ever fucking have. Mostly to keep you fuckers out.
Okay, so do they have traps set up around?
Probably. Why do you think I'm letting you guys go first?
Okay. Alright. Okay. And I'm gonna go down, and as we walk, I'm just gonna try and, like, investigate and see if I can find any traps anywhere, and try
Okay.
to disable.
Sure. So let's say there are traps, because this is your narrative. So you're the dungeon master here. So if you want there to be traps, there are traps. So there are dwarven traps, and now that's the problem, right? So we have dwarven traps the dwarves made. It's now you are going to try your best to disable these devices. Now, what do the traps look like? What do dwarven traps look like to you?
Don't know, let me,
So for the sake of time, there's going to be probably, let's say, up on the cliffs, you start to notice that there are these blocks, these hexagonal blocks. Not unlike boulders, but definitely shaped in like this icosahedron type shape.
a waterhedron?
Icosahedron, a D20. So that those are up on the cliffs. They look like boulders, but upon further inspection, you realize that they have runes on them, which doesn't throw you off because you are in dwarven lands. It could be ruins, but you realize that there is a device underneath it, a chain that goes into the cliff. That chain matches also nearby under a tree log, which also indicates that right up ahead, a tile that the party is about to step on may be the trigger to this elaborate dwarven trap.
Okay.
This has been recently built, by the way. So you can go ahead and make a whatever it is that Stealth? No. What the hell is... What's disable trap? Anybody have any idea?
It'd be intelligent?
Sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand, yes, it'll be a sleight of hand. Thank you.
Sleight of hand, yeah.
All right, with a 19 easily. You're like, hold up. And you stop everybody from moving. And then you're like, I need everybody's help. And you get everybody to lift up this tile, and you could see the inner workings of this pressure plate. It was a pressure plate built for taking out caravans. And you just... It's easy enough for you to spot and then disable the thing entirely. You could have gone around it, but from underneath you were able to just remove one of the gears for when that thing drops, it doesn't actually click the entire avalanche above you. So with that, you guys head in.
A strength check to make it more suspenseful.
What was that?
Should we do a strength check to make it more suspenseful for his narrative?
If you want to. I mean, I don't want to destroy the party if everybody fails, but let's do it. So yeah, everybody roll a strength check here.
Oh, worst case scenario, if they fail the strength check, we can do like an acrobatics check to try and dodge.
Maybe. We'll see.
Oh, God.
This is how it ends, boys.
Wait, why am I rolling? I'm the one who's disabling.
You're probably still lifting up the tile. All right, so I need... I mean, Smith... no, you rolled a 21. What did everybody else get? Hold on, I need to get...
Actually, my character's frail, so he wouldn't even be trying to help with this.
Yeah, get wrecked. So
He would just be standing off to the side like, yeah.
All right, I'm going to need... oh, jeez. All right, so Eat Magnificent with a 6. I need you to take 1. I rolled a 1, goddammit. Take 1 damage as this thing collapses on your fingers and breaks your ring finger. Not enough to kill you, but 1 damage is enough to throw you off for a bit. Throw off your defenses, because that's pretty much what hit points are nowadays. It's your defenses, not your overall life. Okay. Also, here's a discussion. I've always been thinking about hit points and how stupid they are. I always like to think of your base hit die as your vitality, and the rest of it is just your defenses in combat. So, like, if you've been, like, pushed around throughout and, like, bested, that's how much your combat is wavering. And then once you have hit that last, whatever your hit die is, let's say D8, that is where it starts chiseling into your mortality, right? So that's like where you're starting to get stabbed and shit.
Tobacco.
Yeah, is that what it was? Back in the
It's
day?
like, no, I mean, it's kind of like, it kind of reminds what you just said, kind of reminds me of the old THACO system.
Right, I didn't even know that.
2-hit armor class, I think it was what the thing was.
Yeah. It was to hit armor class. I remember that now. To hit armor class 0. That's what it was. So yeah, end of narrative. So you guys, the next day you wake up, you wake up and you push through. Brimstone reminds everybody that it's probably just up ahead. He's been here. Have you ever been to StoneHeart, Brimstone?
Probably not.
StoneHeart. Okay, but you do know it's up this mountainside. You're supposed to just follow this river and it brings you there.
Yep, this is the ancestral home,
Yeah.
so we would know.
Yeah. So you make your way up, and actually, as you do make your way up, the days seem to have been getting colder and colder. And now once you make your way up, you see a cave right through the mouth of this, a mouth of the river here. The water is coming from this river, but the water that is coming from the river is probably within the frozen cave that awaits you. There is some reason for this cave to still be frozen. It seems a little bit unnatural from the outer walls of this cave to be stone, but inside it's an icy, frozen cavern. Deep within is slippery, is blown with dust and soot from outside. There is also, it seems to be, what's sweating? What's the word for sweat? Perspiring condensation and this condensation is gathering and creating the streams that gather into the river that is you guys followed all the way up, or all the way through. You guys approach this icy cavern. There are these two big cast iron doors on the front of the cavern that are slightly ajar. And you do hear clanging coming from in, as well as, I guess, knocking of chisels, as well as ice coming from within this out-of-place frozen cave.
Boys, couple things. I'm gonna point at Rafe. You might not want to mention the Lady of Light almost at any time.
I wouldn't be so rude as to do that.
And two,
Is it possible that they started a forest fire?
Who, the Twig Blights?
Yeah.
It's very possible, yes.
and two, don't piss anyone off. It's a time of change for my people. The new king is different from pretty much anything I think we've ever had before. So just be wary of what you do in the walls of StoneHeart.
All right.
Fair enough.
Can I roll something to remember my dwarven protocols?
Your dwarven protocols. What do you mean?
Like just to respect, like things of like the small things cultures do to be respectful.
Yeah. It'd be a history.
Just figure that way. I'm here, might as well.
Right. You do know that the dwarves, they call upon the Paragon, that is their council of gods, not unlike Greek mythology, but of course in dwarven make. They also, there seems to be a great battle years ago that between the dwarves and something else. The dwarves and the elves never really got along. We know that. That's been ingrained in mostly everything. But the reasoning is for, you've heard, well, you are a half-elf. What is Rafe's, what's his experience with dwarven history? Is it extensive or is it minimal? You're muted.
His father was a human, so probably nothing from that side, and that would be the cleric side of things.
Okay.
His mother was the elven warlock, so
Right.
her views would have been different because
Exactly. So you have heard,
wild.
exactly. You've heard from your mother's stories that there used to be an old, there was an alliance between the dwarves and the elves. Unfortunately, she doesn't quite know what happened, but there was a severance in the alliance, and they think it was because the elves needed to, the elves were expecting the dwarves back at their home, back on their front, because there was an attack, an impending attack that they knew was coming, and the dwarves never showed up. That's pretty much all you remember, and that was around the same time that these dwarves started to, quote-unquote, disappear off of the Amati realm.
And it was the dwarves that didn't show up, or the elves that didn't show up to the fight?
The dwarves.
Okay, that's what I thought you said. Just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do a history check as well, since I'm a settler.
Since you're a settler, yeah, you've probably heard maybe both sides of the story. But depending on what you roll, I will let you know. With an 18, you remember that there's a lot of lore and stories that you've heard about the dwarves and the elves. The elves mentioned that they didn't have the back, or they weren't backed by the dwarves in their the forging of the alliance between the two people. They used to fight together against the humans when the humans would try to take their land, and then one day they didn't show up. you also hear the other side of the story, which isn't unlike the first part of the story, which is where the elves didn't show up when the dwarves needed it the most. So the dwarves did their best to hide away from the evil that was erupting across the land.
Okay. And as we're going through the cave and pretty much tell like a little tale or stories I've heard and witnessed of that story you just said.
What was that?
Oh, I said that as we're going through the cave, whatever, to go to the village, I pretty much tell the story of what I know about what happened in the past.
Sure. So bringing it up as everybody, I don't know, you guys want to have a conversation of lore amongst yourselves, but the Agathor tells the story from both sides, tells the rumors, not really the story, because you probably don't know the story, but you've heard the rumors of this. The rumors of the elves were always waiting on the dwarves. The dwarves never showed up. Then you also heard of the dwarves who were waiting on the elves. The elves never showed up, so the dwarves went into hiding. Things like that. And it's this same sort of story from both sides, both rumors. I don't know what Brimstone knows, and I don't know what Smith the Brit knows. But feel free, if you know anything else, feel free to jump in and kind of spout the lore here with us. Or we can go inside and explore StoneHeart together, because I don't really have anything planned.
How long ago would they war the thing that they didn't turn up to be, like 100 years ago?
Great question. About 100 years.
Yeah, this would take place right around. This is right after the Great Awakening, right, where they start to emerge.
And this is also right around the time Stormhaven was attacked.
Oh, I probably would have, because never mind.
Okay.
I was just trying to work out if I would even be alive or even be serving on a ship. Then
you're a half elf, human.
Oh, I'm human.
Yeah, you're dead.
Age
You
24.
would not have been born yet. Yeah. So not dead. You just wouldn't have been born. So you guys are talking like before you get in there. All right, make sure to try to not piss off people, says Brimstone. But you hear a yawning of this giant cast iron door as it scrapes among the snow. A little bit more water kind of trickles through as splashing through with these iron greaves comes a dwarf who shouts across the like, ice that quickly turns into snow.
Hey there!
Oh there, brother.
Ah, kinsman! Come on over to StoneHeart here.
Aye.
What you bring with you?
Aha.
Trade?
Travelers. Travelers in trouble.
Thought you were gonna say slaves. Been meaning to try to get some more things built here.
He kind of chuckles, but you are like nervously
I'm gonna
laugh.
eye them a little bit.
I'm just gonna eye back at Runestone, just like, really.
I'm sure you'll manage just fine. So, what news of the capital?
What news of the cap? Well, we got ourselves
I forgot. I went right into Brynjar.
we got ourselves we got the new, sorry. Remember,
In fact, you've never been here before. The news of the capital. I gotta make this up as we go. I'm also looking for images that would fit here.
We never built it. That's the problem.
right.
So it's hard
We
to get it. We never built it. We never got around to it.
Right. We never got around to this part.
well, the news, but remember, we had that King Baron. You remember that? Remember him?
Oh,
Yeah.
good for nothing. The abdicator.
Yeah. His son actually appeared. You know that?
Yeah, know a bit about that. Yes.
Aye. Well, he's taken the throne as of recently.
So the rumors are true.
Aye. No king.
No king. You see that it's kind of hard because we're trying our best to get everything rebuilt and ready. But it seems as if we're not doing it in time, so that's why I thought you brought workers to help us.
No, I've been, well, news from the south is bad. The wardens
tell us
are
about that.
worse than ever. Far worse than ever.
Really?
They're burning settlements. They're hanging our kind.
Really?
Technically, they're hanging every kind.
I do
You
mind
don't
helping
see
where
them.
I can. Whilst I'm here.
What was that? What was that?
I said I do mind helping where I can whilst I'm here.
Right.
And the way the way Rafe looks is he's got a rather large beard and his hair is kind of cut short on his head, but he doesn't cover his ears or anything like that.
Okay. So he doesn't. Yeah, his ears aren't in hiding, so he could see.
Yeah. There's a picture of him on my thingy if you need.
Okay. Did I finally find an image? Yeah, kind of. Nothing really. Nothing really gives that vibe that we had back in the day, Baron, with that icy cave.
Yep.
But I'm looking around for like what. So I did. For those of you who don't know, in chat, we played on my old server MythRP. We had a season where we had StoneHeart built, and it was actually in one of the caves on the center island. If you know anything about Ark, it was on the center island, and we actually had these giant cast iron doors. And I'm trying to find anything that represents that icy cave, and I can't really. I think I found something here. Nope, that's bad.
Myth, look at the group chat.
Would you find some?
Dunno.
Yeah, I saw that. No, that one's good, actually. Fuck that. Yeah, that's good. Ooh, Smith coming in clutch with that one. Can I save that?
Yeah, if you just right-click, open the link, and then you can save image as.
let's open the original one. Gotta open up Chrome, though, of course. Anyway, so we'll get that. So yeah, where were we? I'm sorry. So the, what did he say?
We're shooting shit with the dwarf.
Shooting shit with the dwarf, yeah. He goes, hey, so, what brings you up here?
Well, looking for crew and cannons.
Crew and
Smaller
cannons.
ship. Yep.
What do you need cannons for?
When does our kind not need cannons? I did tell you about those fuckwad wardens in the south, right?
Right, you did that. Right. So it's worse than I figured.
Far, far worse.
Right, well, what did you bring to trade for it, then? Because you know
Well-
we can't just go around and giving you all our defenses. We got everything
Coin.
hauled away ever since we had to go. Into the ice times.
I'll pull out a gold coin. Gold, as always.
Right. Well, we don't have much gold. We had to sell everything we could to get all of our iron and such. But we've turned all that gold and all that iron into fortifications, so when we could emerge, we could then have, StoneHeart back to being full stone, Not stone, but
I
iron
do.
this time. So we are, we're gonna try our best. So, right, how much of that you got?
I mean, that's a little bit of a personal question.
How
Enough.
How much are you willing to get rid of?
I'm gonna look back at the group. What are we looking? How big of a crew do we need? What are we looking to spend? How many cannons?
We could, I edge him over to me, Brimstone that is, and I whisper to him, like, maybe we could trick him that the hat is magical of some sort.
You piss off, dwarves. They'll fucking kill you. And then they'll kill me for being with you.
Shh, it's fine. Maybe we can pass this. Maybe we can do it.
I'll kill you.
Oh, really? You want me to treat you like a twig blight?
I swear to God.
Oh my god.
I will feed you to the twig blights, and they will make you their lady.
You
Of
know,
light.
when we're not standing in front of an armed guard, I'm going to slap the piss out of you.
If you can, I like to see you try.
You're gonna fucking find out. Just you wait.
Whatever.
Can you two just stop arguing? Come on.
Okay.
Fine.
I tell you what, we have around, I would say, 200 gold pieces. You think would be fair?
400.
400. We're whispering this, by the way.
Raven
250 each.
is, Raven here.
No, 400 because 50 from Zeno and the other one.
Well, we kept the money together, didn't we? So technically, we have 700.
We have 700, but we lie and we should don't reveal your whole hand here.
No, let's just go with 400, and if they need more, we can work with it.
Okay.
We 400 gold pieces. Does that sound okay with you?
400 gold pieces.
400 gold. Yes.
Aye, all right. Well, why don't you come inside? I'm not the quartermaster. I'm just on guard here.
Okay, and I follow him.
All right.
All right, so you come inside, and as you go inside with the big cast iron doors, it's such a great picture. It works really well. The cast iron doors open up, and you guys are greeted with the smell of burning fires, forges, but also greeted with a burst of cold as you enter this. We've got like this orangey light on the map coming from within, but actually it's more of, or on the overlay, but actually it's more of a cyan, a blue glow coming from. You could only assume that is some sort of arcane light deep within the cave that is refracting through the ice walls. But as it's just this breath of ice, it just kind of hits you in the face as you guys walk through. And you guys just trudge through, and he goes, "Careful here. You may want to put these on." And he kind of like he ducks into a side like home or like side hovel, and he comes out with these crampons meant for climbing ice walls. But he's like, "It's a bit slippery here because of the ice there. But if you go ahead and just throw those on there, you should be fine." And it takes you a moment, and you guys clamp on these crampons, giving you these metal teeth for the bottom of your boot, if you guys don't know. And he kind of waves you forward as you meet the quartermaster. The quartermaster is I'm trying to remember Dusty Dawes' character in what his name was. Baron, do you have any idea?
Oh man, that was too long ago. We're talking a year and a half.
Yeah, I'm trying to recall other people's characters' names. It's really hard to do. Anyway, let's say Brobin is the name of this guy. He comes in. He's got a long gray beard, and then short crew cut hair, and he's just like, "Hi there, how can I help you?" Travelers,
Crew
it looks like.
Cans. Crew, cannons, and supplies.
Oh, a crew? You need a crew. Why do you need a crew for?
We've just recently acquired a ship. Isn't that right, Captain?
Yes.
Very well. Sure. Why don't you, a crew here? All right.
Out of curiosity, have you had any, raids on any ports or anything as of recent from, a man named... What the fuck was his name? Captain?
Oh, sorry. He's
sorry.
Yeah, yes, his name was Captain Barnsworth, or Robert Barnsworth.
Yes.
No, not that. No, we've been that's all the way here. Actually, it's been quite. You know how we've been outside, rebuilding everything here, and it seems as if a lot of people have forgotten about StoneHeart, even those who would be raiding. So we've been blessed by that.
Understood.
Unfortunately, we've only been looking at our beards for so long. We're going kind of beard crazy. You understand? And he's kind of gives a chuckle.
But yeah,
Right. So you need yourself a crew, you said, there.
cannons.
Where are you
Cannons
sailing
and a
to?
crew,
You
yes.
don't mind me asking.
We're sailing for, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, far off place called, Grimtol.
Grimtol? You're gonna do that within an hour? Jeez. Alright, yeah, he goes, Grimtol, jeez, alright, so, alright. Well, haven't been there in a while. You know that place is not run by our brethren anymore. You know that. It's not kin owned anymore.
Yes, we do, but, there's knowledge we seek, and hopefully the ancestors and the paragons will guide us to that knowledge.
That's right. Well, may the paragons and the mother guide you there. Maybe the griffin will, of course, guide you. You know?
One can hope.
Very well. For those of you who know anything about the Paragon, for those of you who maybe have heard some sort of something about the Paragon, you do know that there is one that they refer to as the Great Mother. She is the mother of beasts. She has various creatures that do different things of nature. The griffin is always referred to as the one that rides the wind. The great winds, the plume on its back always represents the clouds. And the gray, snowy, blue, lion-esque body represents the sky above. So they always mention that her griffin is what guides those in who are traveling when it comes to the dwarves. So he mentions that, and he says, "Well, I hope the griffin guides you there, and I hope that the hunter gives you the strength you need to know what you're doing, and I hope the father, the rune priest, will give you what it is inside that scripture for you to get what you need." Well, how much you willing to do? It seems as if Drogon here is telling me that you're willing for another 400 for crew as well as cannons. We could give you 2 cannons now. With 400, 2 cannons and maybe 3 people. Is that alright?
Bring us up to 4 cannons. How many cannons can go on your ship, Captain?
I'm trying to remember how many I actually said last week.
These are a whole lot.
No, I think it's like 24, wasn't it?
Good God.
So how many is that each side, though? That's
That's 12 each side.
12 each side.
You know what? How about if I dip into my personal stash?
Right?
I'd really like some, I'd really enjoy some extra cannons between me and the wardens. So,
Are you fighting wardens?
well, we're definitely sailing through warden territory, and as I told, the guard there, things are bad. For fuck's sakes. And I'm gonna pull down my collar. They tried hanging me. They're burning settlements down there. Anywhere we try and settle, they burn out.
Oh my God, man. Oh, jeez, look at that. Best of the 5. Look at you. How did you survive that?
Fucked if I know.
Right. Well,
The will of the paragons, it seems.
it seems that way. The Paragons have definitely they definitely have some sort of plan for you. That's for sure. They weren't ready to see you, your ugly mug, in their halls. Very well. So we'll get you your cannons. We'll bring them down. We'll hold them down with you. We'll probably get them. Where is your ship now?
Down the river.
Rafe
Right.
will whisper into Grim's ear. Or Brim's ear, rather.
Brimstone. It's like, Grim, what's
yeah.
he doing here?
I've got 150 or 165.
Right. So, boy, with
That's it.
I'm
He kind
gonna
of finishes his meal he's been like snacking on this whole time.
Yep.
I'm gonna slyly look to the others. Are we all in on supplies and cannons and crew?
Yeah.
Right. How
I
about
need arrows.
everybody? Come on, pass forward, everyone. I'll slip the rest of the. We tried to offer them 400.
Yeah.
We have 300 left plus his 150, so that's another 450. Anyone else putting any money towards this?
165, actually.
Just
All
gonna
right,
go
I'll
with one.
cut you a deal. I'll give you 5. I'll give you 5 for your 800 there. And then, of course, you
6.
still get your 3.
To make it
6?
even.
I'm already giving you a deal. I could just knock it back and you could still just have the 4.
True,
I mean, if
true.
I'll give you the 5 and also I'll give you the 3. I mean, it's going to be hard because then we got to transport them all down.
Well, I
What
give
about
us-
5 and 4 people?
5 and 4.
What are we looking at crew-wise?
Well, what do you mean? That's not. You're talking amongst yourselves there because I don't know your crew. I don't know what I'm looking at for crew.
Got it. Okay, so you know what? We'll take it.
What was it? 4? 5?
6.
Can't give you 6. There's no way we could transport that down there.
Not even for not even for this. And I'll pull the rifle off my back.
Hey, look at that!
You fucking bitch.
Drogon, look at this here. Hey, look at that. He comes over and he looks down the sights. Hey, look at that. If you look down the sight here, it seems as if everything gets a little bit closer. Look at that. Oh, you're right. Look at that. Here we are. All right, let's do it. As he burps again through his beard. We'll do what? 6? Is that what it was? All right, we'll do 6 and we'll
No,
get you
you
3.
want 9.
Shut up. Ignore him. Here's
Yeah.
6.
Way ahead of you. All right, we'll do the 6 and then we'll get the we'll do the 6 here, 6 cannons, and then we'll get the 3 crewmen.
Done.
Right. The only thing is, I don't know how you're gonna get it down there. 6 cannons. For the sake of time, why don't we just cut to the sake of time? All right, so yeah, so
Wood
they'd like to-
here. We're gonna do those. We're gonna chop trees and put down fucking logs
Yeah,
and
I
roll
mean,
them.
like,
I
we
guess.
could-
I mean,
Like-
we could use twig blights
With
and
this
just
group of people-
crush them.
Oh my god, you're right. We could. With this group of people, we could just sit here and role play all the time and never actually get through this one episode without it just being parts. Because we just keep going, all right, and just enjoy the scene. So for the sake of time, let's say we could even do that. We could even have some of the twig blights come and help you for the sake of loving the lady or maybe whatever it is that happens. It's very hard because maybe you met them halfway and then they showed up to help you, because if you were to bring the twig blights, you tried to bring some of the twig blights into StoneHeart, but the twig blights started to then preach about the Lady of Light and the false prophet of whatever is going on in the false scriptures,
Christ.
and then they were immediately smote by the hammers of many bearded dwarves. The greater spell
I
of
didn't have
weightlessness.
multiple.
Look at
bodies.
that! We could do that. The greater spell of weightlessness. That's cool. That's also something. Also, while you're here, though, I am going to do a little interjection here. One of the dwarves is going to identify that scroll you have, Rafe.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I have 4 things here. I'm just gonna roll on a D4.
I really want to do a sleight of hand to pickpocket the money back.
That's hilarious. Go ahead, try your best. I rolled a 1. So this is a greater spell of invisibility. Most spells of invisibility are done for themselves, like it's a target. But in this one, you could actually target everything in an area, or every living thing in an area. So when you do it, it's going to be a 60-foot radius. 20-foot radius, and anything in that area is gone for the duration of the spell, which is probably, I think, going to be 10 rounds. I don't know what greater spell
9
invisibility
plus
is.
7?
9 plus 7.
Wait.
16.
I don't see it on the roll.
Oh, that would be the saving, wouldn't it?
What?
Okay.
What?
What's the 7 then in the sleight of hand?
No, you just got a 9.
Okay,
It
so I
automatically
failed.
added 7, yeah.
Oh, there it is, 9. Yeah. All right, so it's already in there with that 9. You kind of like reach for it again, and he's like, "Oh, nope, sorry about that," and he kind of like bumps your arm and like doesn't realize that you're trying to take his
his.
Oh, thank fuck.
But he just like he kind of like bumps into you, and he's like, "Oh, oops, how do you make that?" And like he doesn't
No,
realize
it's
that you were
fine.
just
You're good.
reaching for the money bag, but you're like, "Oh, okay." So with the one, you get that summon greater or that greater invisibility. Well, for the sake of time, you guys do get the cannons back on board and fastened. It takes a couple days. For the sake of time, also, we're going to jump to when you guys approach Grimtol. Now, unfortunately, this is going to be such an immersion breaker for everybody because we were just here at the oh my god, what are all these things? Here at is that it? No. My god, I hate doing this every time. I've got so many different things open right now that I don't know which window or which image is which. Give me a moment here. Nope. 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 Where is it?
Get wrecked.
Thank you. You were right. There we go. All right, so we were here at StoneHeart. Now, for the sake of, because of time, we are going all the way over to here. We are going to, let's quickly do some narrative stuff. Only 4 stories this whole time because that is how our traveling is going to work. Someone could choose on the island of where Grimtol is. It's kind of this foreign island. It can be of any origin. I don't really have anything made up there of that continent yet. You guys can make it up. We could also have someone do something that happened in the water. We're going to do quick 4, whatever you call it. Bing, bang, boom. 4 narratives. So if someone could go ahead and give us the starter narrative of this long travel. We're going from here, once again, all the way over to here. So it's pretty much across the map. It's going to take probably about a month.
When we first leave, because I assume we're coming out of that cavern that we were at before, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so as we leave, can that whale that had appeared before, can it like return and we have to
let's steer clear of repeating the same sort of thing.
Okay.
Just because it's the same group. Like if we were to do a twig blight thing in a different cast, then yes. If we were going to do the whale with a different cast, then yes. But I don't want to keep alluding to the same thing that happened last episode or things like that. Just for the sake of keeping things unique.
Okay, then somebody else want to take.
Is it okay to use twig blight as bait in the ocean?
It doesn't seem like the twig blights are actually going to be the problem here. It seems like something else is going to be the problem. The twig blights are going to be the resolution or the solution. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, so go ahead and do whatever your narrative is. If you want to use the twig blight, you can. But don't do another twig blight attack because we just had an entire narrative about twig blights. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so pretty much every boat has some kind of fishing gear.
Yep.
For fishing, food, whatever. I go ahead and grab half of a twig blight that I used while we're transporting the cannons that the dwarves pretty much slaughtered, kind of, with the cannons and the carrying. Yep. Anyways, I throw it out there and I get a little tug on the pole, and it's bigger than what it is, and it pulls the ship as I'm trying to hold onto the pole, and it's pulling the ship into a completely different direction than where we're supposed to be going.
All right.
So for this, I'm gonna have to do a strength check to try to
steer the ship in the
steer
right
it
way.
from somewhere else and reel it in.
Sure. So you're pretty much going fishing with something huge.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a strength save or a strength check or whatever with a 7. A 7 is a failure. You'd have a man overboard as you guys hear coming from Agathor and a splash. You guys do take a bit to all, I'm not sure who does, but someone or a bunch of you go and collect him from the water. You do lose that twig blight bait, though, and rope, whatever it was.
Damn it.
Yeah, unfortunately. Who else we got?
Right. So we're about a week into
our jaunty sea adventures,
Yep.
when as we're sailing, we start to hear this beautiful singing. Just out of nowhere. We shouldn't see anything.
Right.
So Brimstone starts conversing with the others, like, what in the fuck is that? Like, he's never been out to sea. And then you start to hear splish splashing around the outside of the boats. So Brimstone walks over to the end and looks over, and right there in the water, it's fucking sea sirens.
Okay.
Evil sirens straight from hell. And that's when, so entranced by the music, he's just gonna slip right off the edge. Now, as some of the crew and fucking the cast are in the water, fucking getting drowned and shit, I'm gonna try to use acrobatics to fucking not die in the water. Not get dragged down to the fucking horrible, shitty depths of the ocean.
Okay.
Flawlessly.
With acrobatics, you're trying to not get drowned. So they're pulling you in.
Yep.
All right. So the siren is trying to pull you underwater to drown you, to give you that kiss, that last kiss, to then, which could just also be your mind thinking that you are kissing the most beautiful woman when you're actually it's your last breath of water. But you are trying so hard as this thing is struggling to pull you under. You slip free and you dodge its claw as it goes to reach towards you. For something that looked so beautiful, it is now so hideous, as this thing's eyes are actually these dark pits of this like nocturnal sea creature, as its eyes are these big yellow pupils, as this thing is trying to reach and claw towards you. You then use maybe it's out of panic. I'm not unsure of how much you've swam in your days. Dwarves aren't known for their swimming, but you react, and you react just in time as the thing swipes various attacks, I guess, as this thing goes and tries to rip into your flesh, missing every time as it gets closer towards as you get closer towards the surface. Your chest aches because you're running out of air, and this thing gets closer and closer. You do see something on the surface, and you grab it, and it does seem to be a rope. And at that moment, the crew on board all heave you up onto the boat, so you could take your breath, and so you could then stay away from this lover of yours.
I think she kind of liked me.
All right, who's next?
So this is probably going to be our last part of the water. As we're arriving to the just before land, a massive storm hits, and basically the waves are really high waves. They're like much higher than they should usually be. So I'm gonna try and maneuver the way around the waves to try and not, damage the ship too much.
Okay.
And just try to, use
If
my
you
skill.
feel these seas, I'm gonna kill you!
I'm gonna use my obviously vehicle water proficiency. If that's okay.
You're gonna do what?
So I have that vehicle, the ship basically proficiency
Okay.
/ customs. 11.
Okay, you pass just barely, though. There are times where the waves are crashing, and they're so large that you almost feel as if the boat's about to tip and capsize, but you are able to. It could just be luck. It could be your skill, but you're going to chalk it up to your skill that you could not actually get it to capsize. There is a moment where one of these waves do crash you onto the rocks. Nothing really important to say about that besides the fact that you guys are all jostled. Some of you are almost jostled into the water, but the hull still seems to be intact. It has taken this damage before, and you've seen much worse. You are fine, and the storm seems to blow away. And also, up in the sky after the storm, you see what looks like to be a bird that could be a giant bird. riding the clouds as it leaves. Unsure if that has anything to do with anything, but it could also just be one of those mythical rokes that you've heard of. We have one more story, and this is going to take place, if it could, I'm going to ask for it to take place on the way up to Grimtol Keep. Now, the biome of Grimtol Keep, or the path up there is an icy patch on top of the summit of this mountain, and then there's also sort of a rain or a jungle. It goes from a jungle into an ice cap, so you probably need to actually go around the mountain, or Rocky Mountains, and then Grimtol Keep. It's kind of on the foot of the mountain on the other side of the hill here. Unsure of who wants to take it.
Well, Raven, you haven't done one yet, have you?
Nope, no, I didn't.
If you can't think of anything, it's okay.
I can't. I'm not.
That's fine. That's fine. No, don't worry about it. We can just move on to the story. We only have about a half hour left anyway. I may go longer. I don't want to, but it may just be a thing again. So, you guys approach Grimtol Keep. Is there anything you guys want to have, like a scene or two before this? You see up ahead, it looks like to be an old stronghold, or an old keep that is now in ruins. There's some overgrowth happening as well. There are also some torches. It seems to be there are some torches that are recently lit. They're not lit, but they seem to. They haven't been eroded over time. Weather hasn't washed them away.
Should we split and do a search on what's going on?
You're the sneaky guy.
Yeah,
It
true.
would be a bit stupid to split up, though, don't you think? In case.
Well, I'm gonna split up and go into stealth.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth, please.
Before he does that, can I cast Pulse Fat Trace? Never mind.
All right, so going ahead into stealth, you pop into stealth, and he just is like, without any really thing being said, you see Agathor disappear into the brush.
He's really fucking good at that.
And to continue it, I'm gonna do perception as I'm just like pretty much going around to continue it.
Okay.
Obviously, can I now cast Pulse Fat Trace?
Now you can, yeah.
And I guess I'm gonna go into stealth as well and try to, somewhat where he was going, just try to follow which direction we felt. Well, I didn't see where he was going, but like go towards
The
torches.
Can we make a
Yeah,
group
the entrance.
thing right here to where our group can only see each other, but the enemy cannot see what's going on when we go into stealth? Or do you want it to be a different?
We could, but then again, like maybe there'll be times. Do you want your friends to see you? You don't disappear. You're just like hard to detect. So I mean, like people could, if they're watching you, yeah, you can head into a stealth and they can see you.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean that'd be the difference between like invisibility, right?
Right.
Where you just...
Yeah, invisibility where it's. Oh yeah.
So
You just
I
can't
just
be
follow
tracked,
which direction you went.
and if no one notices you, they aren't going to notice you.
Right. So you would think like you
Okay,
SWAT
makes sense, then.
basically would know where you're going, where you're.
Yeah,
where
but
you
if they know where you are, they see you. You see some scriptures or tapestries as well on here, on the outer walls of this thing that seem to be, you know what? Yeah, it's these tapestries, but they don't seem like there's anything on them. But they are of some sort of material you have not seen before.
Hmm.
Don't worry, that stealth was the 12. It's like half plus that.
Very
Okay.
interesting. Yes, I'm just gonna somehow come up right from behind them and tell them what I saw. Just like, oh hey, how's it going? So this is what I saw.
Yeah, so when you go up and approach them, you actually see that these things On the tapestry that you see on the walls and such, seem to be made of some sort of hide, some sort of scaly hide. Big scales. The scales probably the size of some of your fingers, as maybe some of your palm, like
So
some
dragon scale?
palm-sized scales. You would assume dragon scales.
So guys, found this over yonder.
What? You can't just say this.
He
This,
does
the
pull
scroll.
out. Yeah, he does pull out. Well, it's a hung tapestry, but for the sake
Hung
of it, maybe
tapestry, sorry.
maybe one of it was on the ground and you were able to nab one of them. But
Right.
for the sake of the story, yeah, you come over and he kind of holds out this material, and it seems to be tanned dragon scale, red dragon scale.
Well, that's just fucking fun.
Yeah, we could sell this, make a lot of money off of it. I mean, like it's dragon scale.
Did you see anyone?
No.
Fuck it.
I think we might be alone.
Then let's go on in.
Let's.
Make a perception, everyone. '24 with a 24 and Smith the Brit. What else did you get, Baron?
An 8.
An 8. Oh, who? What did you roll, King of Noobs?
18.
You rolled 18. All right, so everybody, with 18 and up, you guys notice there are footprints. Those of you, Rafe and Smith, who got above a 20, notice these footprints are recent. They seem to be booted footprints as well. You don't see any toes. You do see a heel, so it does mention that they could be some sort of humanoid, as well as some booted humanoids.
I wonder if the twig blights are getting on top of each other and making these boot prints. Just stole boots from somebody.
It's probably exactly.
I'm kidding.
What size would you say the footprint probably is?
Size varies between 6 and 13 American.
Get Rex Smith.
Yeah. That's right.
It's
you have
funny,
no
'cause
idea.
I
Those are
actually only-
inches. So.
I actually only use shoes that actually have American sizes.
Oh, well, there you go. And what size is that?
I'm 13.
Oh, well, now you know, ladies. All right, so moving. All right, so moving on. You guys see that there are these fresh footprints. Do you alert the others?
Do they look like they're Agathor's?
Good call. They're not.
Okay, just
No, that is very.
Just
Yeah, I'd be
before
like,
we went
haha,
down
they're
that
his.
road.
No, that'd be such a dick move for me. No, that they're not Agathors. They are others.
you get to the tapestry and go back to where you started.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, there are definitely. There's definitely.
Yes, I will. We've got some people that have gone this way. Those are fresh.
Maybe we should stay hidden if we go up ahead.
I'm just going to go back in stealth and follow the group from behind.
What if you guys hide me and the preacher? Because we are here on a pilgrimage. Me and the preacher will just walk right up.
and
you
knock on
guys
the door.
Yeah, you guys can cover us from, stealthy, whatever the fuck it is you people do.
Sure.
Have you heard the word of Our Lady? Maybe that might work.
I mean, it might actually work.
Well, it's best us stay behind and go hidden, and you guys go up ahead, and just in case
Right,
we save your asses.
we're dead. All right. Well, let's
Well,
So,
it's a
yeah,
good thing
you
I
guys-
have a +4 to that.
and a +10 because I cast Pass Flat Trade.
You already have it. You already have a plus 10. You
So
rolled a 1.
bad at fucking stealth.
So good. All right, so you guys are kind of just in a bush. You guys, this bush does not have any foliage on it. And so, people could clearly see you if they were to look at the bush, but hopefully think that this bush resembles a shape that would have foliage on it. You only assume so. This will be fine. So you guys approach the keep. The keep is in ruins, but there is some lit torches deep within, but you can't see because it's daytime. There's an unlit one out front, and then there are footprints out front and footprints that track sand up into the stairs and such around. You do also hear, when you approach the keep of Grimtol, you hear some sort of voices coming from within.
And I just want to point out, magnificent a magnificence plus is a 10, so he gets another plus 10 from pass without trace.
But he also rolled a 1.
That's
He
an
also
11.
rolled a critical fail.
Well, that's 11. Because he got plus 10 from his normal stat modifier, and then he got plus 10 again.
But he rolled a critical 1.
That makes it fail no matter what.
Auto.
No,
That says 11.
Get wrecked.
But yeah, okay. So, preacher, I'm
If it's
just
red,
gonna-
that means it's a critical failure. If it's green, it means a critical success.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Rip.
worth a shot.
But for those of us looking at the scroll, we don't see colors. We just see the black. But doing the math there. The number next to the stealth, the stealth, that is your modifier. So it'll always tell you what the modifier is on your roll, too. So what was that, Baron? You said something?
Okay, preacher, let's do this. You knock, act natural.
There doesn't seem to be a door. There used to be a door, but, the doorway has been torn away over the ruins and rubble. You could just walk right in.
Just steps on in.
No
Yeah, just
balls. Let's
Take-
go.
Takes one big step in. You have no balls. And walks and goes down the path.
I'm gonna follow him, but right behind him.
What the fuck is that?
Do I know that language?
Reverberates off of the walls. You don't really understand it. Does any of you guys speak Draconic?
Horrid.
Um,
We're dead.
It's fine.
It's not fine.
Paragons will save me. They say you're fucked, but it'll be fine.
They say you're fucked.
Listen, I just have it. Look, give me a book of your religion when we get back.
no, I don't speak Draconic.
Let's follow that. Let's see where that's coming from.
Okay, I guess I have to go chase in after them since they're going in alone.
Yeah, we follow.
Okay. So they go inside, they kind of look at each other, and then they move in, they press on, and you guys kind of sneak in after as well. So, as you do, the echoing gets louder and louder. There is it does seem to get louder and louder. You seem to find the source of this chanting. There is a dude wearing, it looks like it was once a robe. There's a belt around his waist, but he has the top of the robe open, so he's shirtless with a pendant around his neck, and the robe is still on him, but it's covering up most kind of like a dress, or like the under part of a robe is belted and around his waist, if that makes sense. So he's got these bracers on as well. He has half of his head is shaved, and the other half is a long, flowing, greasy mane. And he is chanting. And you see within there is you see deep within there are these tapestries on the wall, rusted on the side of the wall, or these rusted stains are on the sides of the wall where these tapestries hang as well, almost as if they were still bleeding when they were hung. There are several others inside this keep of Grimtol. These several others happen to be shambles of you guys would recognize as looks like old wardens. Wardens that have like they're wearing various bits of warden gear. They've got some have just the greaves on, some have the bracers, some have one of them's wearing a helmet, almost as if like a squadron of or like a small number of wardens. Their equipment has been spread amongst the 20 people who live here. And one of them, the bracers, are on this, for the lack of a better term, priest, this chanter.
Seem like your people. You go ahead. You go a second. Oh, we got this.
We need the warden.
Back and forth. Don't be bitch.
No, I just. Hello there.
Hello. What brings you here? To the Crimson Queen's home?
Oh boy. Pilgrimage.
Huh? A pilgrimage? Here? From what sect?
I kind of in my own. My mother and father were not with a main line. I guess it's just the lady.
Your own sect?
I guess I don't really know how
The
to.
lady. Tell me about your lady.
She is. Yeah, he'll go through basically all of the basic information about the Lady of Light.
Oh.
Do you refer to her as the Lady of Light?
He'll call her the lady. Probably.
Very well.
Sometime ago.
Your lady doesn't seem... I know of this lady as well. Our queen. Would you wish to see the queen?
She's. I mean. As in the deity is here.
I break myself and fart loudly.
What was that?
And it echoes through the chamber.
I have no idea.
Very well.
Well,
Sometimes that happens. Out with the old, I guess.
I guess.
God damn it.
Winds of change.
But yeah, so he
Would you like to see our queen, your lady?
Yes.
Very well.
Just,
Please,
just
follow.
you're going
Brothers.
first, man.
Brothers, if you want to continue where I left off.
and you hear all of them start to just chant, a little out of sync, but then they start to just as you walk through, like, down this corridor. Everything is lit by torchlight, obviously. It's low light here, but every once in a while through the sconces you could see, or the torchlight, you could see another scaled tapestry hanging on the wall, some depicting different things. A woman turning into a dragon, a dragon giving birth to a woman, a woman slaying a dragon, and also a woman breathing fire as if she was a dragon. He leads you through the depths, through an old library, and he takes a left as soon as he goes through this library. There is an old statue in the center of this library. Books are still intact, and he takes a left and he kind of scoots an old empty bookcase out of the way. and he presses on a door, and presses on the wall, and as you see, a set of these bricks open as if it was a door. There's a hallway that leads to the right, and then there's one that leads to the left. He takes you to the one that leads you to the left, and that's deeper into the mountain side, less of the built brick. It loops around through these cavernous ways until it finally opens up into somewhere else in the cave, or in this in the keep itself. A large stone-masoned room, or a large stone room masoned by hand. There are bricked floors, bricked walls, just like the ones before. It must have been some sort of shortcut that he showed you. But as you approach, it seems as if you are greeted with the growling of some sort of creature.
Is there any chance I could have tried to jot down how we were moving on the way down?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
Check the Discord, Myth.
What's that?
Checking Discord. Oh, nice. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, buddy.
Told me to head inside, is that what he said?
What was that? What?
I was saying, can I go inside the room, or?
Yeah, you can go inside. So going inside, it is a dark room. And then he goes, and you could hear in the distance, echoing down the chamber, the stone chamber behind you. You can hear the echoing still of the chanting, these chanting settlers, I guess. These Templars of some sort of sect that you've never seen, of this quote-unquote lady that you've never heard of. Maybe it's the same lady, but you are uncertain. He says, "Mother, lady, queen, we have another son for you to witness and see. Awake, my love." And as he does, as he says that, you see these two bright yellow eyes open up. And you hear a distortion around you in the chambers behind you. A distortion that you only notice when the eyes start to move. It seems as if whatever's connected to these two eyes start to rear its head. And it kind of just looks at you. He strikes up a torch. And as he does, you are greeted with this red dragon, but with the undertones of purple. My queen.
Oh, shit.
And for those of you who snuck probably behind them, you guys, for the sake of the story, you guys snuck down there with him as well. I'll allow that. It's fine.
Okay.
And there's this, like I said, there's this dragon just in Grimtol Keep.
Huh.
Rafe, do you speak dragon?
No, I speak Celestial.
Same thing, right?
And Elven.
I mean, fucking say hi. Don't be a bitch.
In Celestial, he'll go through he'll say the same sentence 3 times.
Okay.
What other languages do you speak? So he can understand.
Did you understand that? You wouldn't, because you don't speak Draconic.
Monk, what did he say?
He?
Gee,
Oh,
sorry, my bad.
This is our queen.
But listen, I'm a little blind. It's fine.
We do not know what she says. We can only interpret what she gives. She seems to be giving you a blessing. I could only assume the blessing she gives you is...
The thing continues.
A blessing of spirituality. A blessing of finding who you are here. And the blessing of knowledge at Grimtol Keep. She gives you and your friends passage to walk through these halls, as if you were ours. You have traveled a while, she says. Is this true? Yes. You may stay, eat, and drink from our stores, as if you were one of our brothers. Read from our scriptures.
And he bows his head.
Do a very, very deep bow. Kind of be tears kind of welling up in his eyes.
Yeah, you're probably having like this really weird moment where you're like, am I seeing a god? Is this a god? I know that this is very important. So it's such like a conundrum. I'm sorry, we always reach the plot at our 3-minute mark. I feel so bad, guys.
Can I come out from hiding and present the dragon scale that I got and ask what this is all about?
To who?
The small one. What? I forgot his name.
I haven't given his name yet. But the speaker, the one who's talking,
the speaker,
he goes,
that is our tapestry. Try not to show the queen.
And he kind of like hides it.
Okay.
I need everybody to make a
Tapestry
perception
meaning
check. By the way.
A deception?
Perception. But a natural 20? No, it's not. Okay.
Oh, do you want just him or everybody?
Everyone.
Hey, I got that whole background thing where you receive aid from faith. Works out great so far.
Right? That's your background? Or you're looking for... Oh, right. You're right.
Because he's an acolyte?
Tapestry,
Yeah.
what is that again?
What is a tapestry?
Yeah.
It's a thing that like hangs like a drape. It's like
Okay.
usually they tell stories and stuff. Dreadstone, what's up, man? All right, so everybody rolls. Like I said, you see there are you see, like I said, those flecks of purple within this thing's crimson hue. You see that it is, in fact, the room is big enough to house it. It's not like tiny. The only thing is you don't see a doorway from anything you could see here with a torchlight splashing onto this dragon. But, he goes,
let's make our way out. Let's give the queen her rest. She needs her rest. Let's make our way back to the chambers. The libraries, the stores, if you wish. Let's move.
And he kind of just like brushes you guys ever so politely back towards, not the entrance, but back towards the common areas. As you get back through the hallways, you still hear the chanting of the brothers. These quote-unquote brothers. You are now free to walk through the library, the calling hall, or I guess the chanting hall, dining area, as well as whatever else is in Grimtol Keep. I don't really know. Baron, you probably know of other wings and such than I do. But
the grand library, the throne room, barracks.
Yep. Feel free to explore here.
Right. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I don't want to particularly stay around the creepy fucking cult worshipping the flying fucking death machine. So
Can we not?
let's go ahead and check out the goddamn library.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So you guys head to the library.
Straight up scribing it.
Sure.
If they got like blank paper, I'm copying everything. or at
Everything you
least
can.
remembering
Okay.
the hell
Go ahead
out
and
of
roll an
everything.
investigation, everybody. For those who are in the library doing this.
Yes, I have no bonuses on that too.
Nice, Rafe. So, Rafe, you see, you find a book about the origins of Grimtol Keep. The histories of past battles. You are unsure how up to date it is because you do know that Grimtol Keep is always kind of, throughout history, has always risen and fallen in power through different factions, through different organizations, and different races. It was built by the dwarves for the humans. They named it Grimtol Keep, and they passed it, and the humans promised to keep it built after the one who planned out, or who was the architect for Grimtol Keep. So they kept the name, and through the years there has been various owners. There has been bandit raids that almost took it over once. Actually, there was a bandit raid that took it over right when the dwarves left. The humans did not fortify it as well as they should have, and bandits immediately took it. Good news, a month later, the wardens came back and overtook it. And from there was one priestess who was known later to be some sort of was given queen. Baron, you know more about the I could spin off of it, but you know a little bit more about the Crimson Queen than I do. So if you want to do some spitball lore droppage here about her and what that iteration is, let me know.
Well, what you would see in the book is passages dedicated to the betrayal of the Crimson Queen. Like, her story is a tragedy. Like, she was more open towards... she was a warrior queen. Quotation marks. No, there was no proof ever given that she actually ruled as a queen. But quotation marks, she was a warrior queen and a warden who ruled from Grimtol. But eventually her own people took her, burned her, and slandered her name. And that would be the warden's doing.
Wow.
For what reason? It's not said. We never found that out.
So, that's what you find in that book. You find that story. Not in that book. You found other things in that book, but maybe you found that in scriptures sprawled out. King of Noobs, Eat Magnificent, also known as Agathor, you find riddled throughout Grimtol Keep was various small secret passages that the dwarves put in to, if they ever wanted Grimtol Keep back, possibly a way to take it back. Ways to come in, ways to come out, ways to take stores from the humans. Back when the humans, when the alliance between the dwarves and the humans were a little bit of a shaky trust. Anyway, you find a passageway underneath a desk in the corner. Under this passageway leads you to a study of it leads you to the garden. And on the way to the garden, there seems to be an alcove within this passageway that happens to have some papers. These papers are recent. And they talk about... it's actually written in Dwarvish.
Okay. So I pretty much just bring it back to Brimstone. Not Brimstone.
Brimstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The monk.
Yeah, Brimstone. So you bring back these papers to the dwarf. I assume you read them, Baron.
Yep.
So the papers mention something about finding a study. I found it. I found a study. I think this has the reason for our queen. I'm unsure if the queen is who she says she is, or who they say she is. It mentions third from the north, top floor.
I'm gonna relay this to the party.
Okay.
This is where I mean,
Third from the north spire.
right. We need as much information as we can gather from here. Stash as many books as you can. Anything that looks important, anything in Dwarvish, anything at all, we'll take it back to the library and the others can scroll through it later. But this, I think, is important.
Okay.
And if this actually is where my deity has put themselves, I don't want to steal from them.
I'm pretty sure that you mean the dragon. You mean the terror of the skies?
Right. Dwarves hate dragons. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Dwarves are
To
terrified
be
of
frankly
dragons.
honest, I would burn this place down just to kill that thing.
I agree. We should do this.
This may be our only chance.
We could
don't-
All this
overrun them with
knowledge.
big bites.
I don't think burning it down would be a good idea.
For fuck's sakes, don't listen to him. I mean,
Is there any
take.
way we could just copy it?
Yes, let's just copy it.
Hey, we have free access.
I mean, if you all want to sit here and draw, that's fine. I'm gonna start go. I'm gonna start looting book.
Yeah, I'm gonna go start looting too.
I'm gonna help
Actually,
Rafe
what I
copy
want to
it.
do is that I want to go in stealth and see what else I can find around the castle that might be worth looting.
Need half a second.
I'm gonna help, obviously, Rafe copy as much as I can.
All right. Go ahead and make that stealth 26. So you're sneaky. Did you want to do a perception or an investigation?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Make another investigation. So no one could see you do this, or no one will notice you do this. But with an investigation of 20, within the investigation, you realize third from the north, spire. Those three, that line, and then that word. You notice that there is a tall tower here at the Grimtol Keep. Of course, your investigative skills and your deduction realizes that maybe I should go check that out. So you do. You are greeted by 4 windows up here. There is a desk, and then some sort of torn picture frame of what looks like to be an old warden. Scratched at, and it seems that this place there's a layer of dust upon everything in here.
So perception around the room then. See what else,
Yeah.
or okay. Not much.
All right. So yeah, looking through around the room, like I said, most things no one's used this room in a long time. What is this?
Okay.
What did you just cast? What is that? That is. It's insane. Okay, what are you doing?
Gonna have it help copy.
Help copy. Nice. Okay. Very cool. It picks up a piece of paper and starts scribing away. Okay.
Okay, I pretty much just head back and tell him what I've seen. And
Sure.
Just pop up like a little fucking daisy out of nowhere.
Yep. Boink. And you tell everybody about the things you saw. The things you saw happen to be An old spire. Hasn't been used in a long time. It's pretty much it.
Back to him.
Welcome
I
back.
assume we've probably by now done most.
You've done a lot of the scripture foraging and copying. Yes. You do also have access to the food, the dining place, the chanting hall, as well as the beds. They give you a place to stay, things like that. When you were gone, Baron, King of Noobs went to the spire and didn't really notice anything. There were 4 windows, a desk, and an old picture of some warden, probably crossed and scratched out.
Do we all want to go here real fast after we're done doing what we need to do?
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't see shit, so.
Okay, so let's for the sake of time, you guys head up to the spire. You're greeted by you walk through spiral staircase going up. Then there's a thick layer of dust on everything, and there are 4 windows. There's also in front a desk with an old picture of an old warden scratched out.
That paperwork say again?
What paperwork? That note thing that you
yeah,
found?
the note. Yeah.
It said third from the north spire. 2 different lines.
Right. I'm gonna roll a perception.
Okay. You roll investigation. Roll investigation. not
Investigation.
Yeah, if you want to do it, it's investigation. If I want you to spot something, it's perception.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. So an 8. All right.
Wow.
So you notice the same thing. You notice that there's dust everywhere. You do notice that the warden seems to have gray hair and a long, flowing hair tied back, and glasses resting on his nose.
This is weird.
You don't see shit, do you?
Nope, not at all.
Same. I didn't see shit. You guys want to look around?
Sure.
Right. Rafe, you notice. It's not right. It's hard to kind of. All right. Yes, you do notice there is a brick. Third from the northern window to the right. It seems to have less dust on it. Or I guess it could be a little bit worn down, or maybe there's the smudges of fingerprints over time. Seems as it's someone has put their fingers upon it numerous times before. You are probably thinking over in your head, mulling over the idea of what the hell third from the north is. And you look at the northern window, and then you start to look around what third from what. Third window, and then you start looking at the western window, and that's not right. And then you finally deduce and see that there are these fingerprints on that third brick. In the third, quote-unquote, what would be the third column from the northernmost window that has these fingerprints on it.
He had drawn in crayon.
Right here.
I'll point it out. Captain, you should go press on that right there.
Captain.
By all means, Captain.
Captain, hey!
Can I check it for traps?
Of course you can.
What do I roll for that again? Investigation?
It would be
Badly,
investigation.
hopefully. Just 'cause it
20.
20. No, there's no. You don't see a trap at all.
I just press it.
You press it. You lose your hand. Get wrecked. All right. So the So yeah, you press on it, and it's and as you do press onto it, it kind of you hear a click, and then the window opens,
Hashtag magic portal.
Can I look out the window, see if I see anything, if it's just the outside?
You look out the window, you just see the outside.
Put your hand out there.
Is there any stones
Do
on
I
the
see
ground?
something different as he does this?
When he puts his hand out the window?
Yeah.
I'm not
When he
putting
puts
my
his-
hand out the window.
Okay. When you look out the window, you see the outside.
Is there like anything on the ground, like a rock or something?
There's things you can find. Yeah, it could be a pebble, could be a rock, could be an old book. It doesn't matter.
I just want to pick up a pebble or a rock and just throw it out the window.
You throw it out the window. It kind of just... you see it fall. Like it reaches the apex of its flight, and then it goes to fall. And then maybe a couple feet from where the apex of it was, disappears.
Rafe, no balls.
No balls.
All right.
I'm gonna dive out the window.
You're going to dive out the window. All right, so as he's like, should I jump out? The captain's like, hey! All right, so the captain dives out the window.
Let's leave him and just lock the door behind us and forget this ever happened.
Time to go back.
Cool, if I die, I don't
No.
Oh, man. So you dive out the window. The same sort of thing happens. You reach the apex of your fall. A couple feet after the apex of your fall, you disappear. You do not disappear. You land on a floor. Almost as if it's another room in this entire place.
Do I see anything?
You do, but I want to know what the party does first.
Should we do what I just said? Just leave him behind.
Hey, Rafe, what is that right there in front of you? And I'm gonna push him in.
That's D's nuts, and he jumps in.
Gonna follow him.
All right, so you guys all kind of make your way in. You fumble and land on top of each other. It seems to be in a interdimensional or an planar door here. That portal leads to an invisible room that was probably connected to the top spire. This room happens to be a windowless chamber. Still of the same brick that you saw down below, but this time it's clean. Clean brick, hasn't been touched in a long, long time. Papers are strewn around here, as well as different vials, broken glass, and an old lab equipment. You see that is... Myth is getting sleepy. How did you know? It's been like a 12-hour stream. Exclamation point uptime. And oh my god, this is just a normal
No
fucking
balls,
day
24-hour Myth.
on Wednesday. I got... Oh my god, it's all... Wow, it's been 12. Jesus.
Holy shit.
So it was... I didn't even realize that's just what my day is going to be from now on. So on Wednesdays. So you see there is like this giant magnifying glass, and using the magnifying glass underneath it on a tray, what looks like to be a petrified dragon's wing. You also see a vial inside of the condenser. There is some sort of liquid that has been dripping into this vial for some time. Or there was, at least. It's now been stained of evaporation throughout the years. The vial seems to have liquid in it, but has now since evaporated, so it's been stained by some sort of red, brown liquid. It's hard to tell if it was. It's got like a brownish. What else is there? There's scripture of a language you do not understand on the walls here, and pictures of different various versions of teeth, wings, a person, and the various, what would you call it? Depictions of a person trying to take flight. Different things like that.
Oh, that's not good.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, what's...
It means story time.
People were torturing dragons. And
Brimstone,
trying
did
to
your
become one,
people have
perhaps?
anything to do with it?
Whose people?
That's my guess, maybe.
He's being an arsehole to Brimstone by saying, does any of it...
Correct.
Hashtag correct.
Hashtag correct. So I'm trying to figure out how I can like tell this all to you. I guess I just have to tell you all. I'm trying to figure out what and how I could relay this all to you. All right, so there seems to be a basin on top of this laboratory desk, this the alchemic desk, right? It's filled with some sort of silvery liquid. Still.
Oops, sorry, I didn't mean that.
That's okay. Though everything is seemed to be evaporated here, there is like this mercury-esque liquid still just slowly sloshing in the bowl.
You know, I could just do Draconic or another language since I haven't chosen one yet to help the team.
It's kind of meta, but if you want, it would kind of help.
I'll just do it next round, whatever.
It's kind of the meta. I would love to be like, yeah, do it, but it's hard for me to like in good conscience be like, yeah, do that, so I can tell you this. But I guess that's kind of the challenge here for all of us.
All right, I'll just do it like over time. Like I learn a language.
You could learn it because of your study here, but I don't think that you would learn it while you're here. You know, maybe you took the books and like learned it on your travel back.
Okay, I'll do it that way then.
Cool. Right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt like that.
No. I'm still trying to figure out how I can... Because I'm now having an issue where I want to relay this, but I don't want to spoon-feed you story, but I guess I kind of may have to.
You could be a ghost.
Ooh! Baron coming in. Look at that. All right, sweet. Awesome. Great. But still, there's this basin filled with silvery liquid.
Right.
I didn't even think of that.
Rafe, I'm going to point at the liquid.
No balls.
No balls.
I said it first.
Right. He said it first.
God damn it. Fine. I'm gonna lean forward and I'm gonna poke it.
You poke it jiggles. It doesn't stick to your finger at all. It just kind of jiggles a little bit.
Oh, son of a bitch. Is this...
And you die.
And you're dead.
You think I can drink this? Is this wise thing to do?
Can I try and get him to consume this thing?
Yeah, you could roll persuasion.
Wow.
Or you can just... He says this is a good idea. You could just say yes. But, I mean... With a 13... I'll give you advantage because he's thinking about it anyway.
Hey, Brimstone.
Do you want to roll against it to save it, whatever?
I mean... I'm gonna drink it.
Okay.
Before you do, I was gonna say, hey, Brimstone, no balls.
Alright, so you lift up the basin and you start drinking. At first, everything's fine. And then you start feeling a bit odd in the head. You feel a bit woozy, and you start feeling faint. Everybody else, you see Brimstone collapse. Brimstone, as you are now in this slumber, you are greeted with you're in this like reverie, this dreamlike state. And you kind of stand up, and you're in the same place you were. Oh no, you're in the room before. You're in the Spire's study before. But in front of you, there's a person sitting in the chair. The dust is gone, but there's a person in that chair. When that person moves, it leaves streaks of white and fog. And they say, "Hello."
Hi there.
You're not the mistress. You're not my queen.
No. Last I checked, definitely don't have the equipment for that role. I'm gonna stand up.
Yes, that would be rather odd.
He does. You see, he stands up and like hurriedly gets out of the chair behind the desk as if he wasn't supposed to be there, and he goes,
I'm sorry, I did not mean to be in the chair there. I know that's not for me. It is for the Queen and for the advisors. I did not mean that. No, you won't tell, would you?
I mean, I won't tell if you, I don't know, you gotta give me something in return if you want me to stay quiet.
Like what?
Information? Like, where the fuck am I? What the hell's going on?
You're
What
in
the
the study.
fuck was it that I drank?
Oh. Right. Right. What you drank was a dream. A ghost dream. Have you ever heard of the liquid from Ghost Dream?
No, I honestly can't say that I have.
Right. You see, Ghost Dream is a flower that is then broken down and then imbued with memories to then alter your mind. I am not what you think. I am not a ghost. I am your subconscious.
Right. So...
I am the truth.
That is incredibly fucking creepy.
As
So
like
what's the-
you have heard of Ghost Dream before. It's a outlawed potion that makes people believe in this dream. They believe it so much so it's almost like being abducted by aliens. Like there's that conspiracy of, oh my god, I saw it in my ghost dream, blah blah blah, and like people would get really high and then they would change their lives based on what their quote unquote truth was. And sometimes it tells them, it professes their genius. It gives them the answers to their long asked questions for oneself. But really, what it comes down to, and what most wizards and spellbreakers would then theorize, is that it's just a high. There's no magical quality in it at all. But there are those who believe, still, who are making this illegally, that it is the one answer to, it is the one way to find true answer to anything they wish.
Do you have a question? Or you wish to learn here?
Yeah, that's why I came here. Prophecy. Horseman.
Horseman. Right. You've come to the wrong place for your prophecy, my friend.
That
The
just
only
figured-
thing here is a fairy tale of a lost queen.
Go on.
Surely you know of the Crimson Queen.
I've heard tales, stories.
The Crimson Queen was once loved by many. She was loved so far that she believed she wanted to live forever. She then started to study those upon the mountaintops, those who screamed and sang with the dragons, those who ride the clouds with the dragons. She fell in love with the dragon rider upon the cliffs. The dragon rider told her of a god, this god being one of justice, light, and fire. She could not believe what he heard. But she tried her best. She knew there was one true lady, but she also heard and believed that there was this one, Draco. She fell in love with those upon the mountaintop. She fell in love with one specific preacher. She would run off
to then have an affair, spend nights, spend days away from the keep that she swore to lead. To learn more about the sons of this false god. She learned so much that she learned that the dragon's blood has healing properties. Some that could lead to even bringing back those who were corrupted. She learned over time that a preacher, a spirit man, a priest of Draco himself, would fall. So she spent her days out of her ghost dream trying to remedy the death of this priest by studying different potions of blood, incantations of dragons, trying to do what she could against the lady herself. Heresy within her own keep. Here. And he points to the window on the wall. Away from those who could pry. This study and heresy would not go unseen, unfortunately. And that's where I would come in. And he gestures towards his image. Barrick, her servant, would stumble on one day as she was studying, let's say. She was then consuming this blood of this ancient false god. Dragons. And that was when Barrick, pointing to himself again, would slowly whisper into the ears of the wardens. And that would lead to her demise. Did you meet the queen of the castle yet?
Yes. Yes, we did. The dragon.
The queen's body was burned in the garden where she would go every day while trying to recover from her various consumptions of blood. She was burned there. Her body and ashes were dragged down to the depths of Grimtol Keep and left for dead. And that is when her false god that she has been loving gave her the blessing of rebirth.
So
And
you're
he fades
saying
away.
shit.
And you kind of like, as soon as you say shit, you kind of like woozy back into, like a white light happens and then it fades back into reality as you stand up, and everybody's kind of fanning you awake back in this secret room. And now you're haunted by all of these images of what her studies were.
Oh, shit.
I'm just gonna do a medicine check
Sure.
on the shit he just drank.
Yeah. With a 14, yeah. As you've noticed he collapsed, you realize that the only time you've probably seen this before is in illegal transactions. People have been trying to sell this almost as if like they were drugs on the streets and in black markets in your past. The times that it would swirl in the glass and it wouldn't stick, it was viscous, but it wouldn't stick to the glass. Much like how it was here. And you notice that they did call it Ghost Dream. And it is this insight, this the illegal genius that was being sold upon the streets of the Amadi.
You high fuck.
Yeah, you know exactly. Like, shit, that is a drug, and that's pretty much what you know. Is it's a drug that people would pay top
Brimstone,
dollar
that's
for.
a drug, dude. Congratulations. What the fuck did you see?
Well, I'm gonna relay everything that I was told.
Yeah, boom. He lays everything on the table that there was all of this secrets about the queen and about her affair with someone on the clifftop. Some sort of priest of dragons was talking about some sort of other god. This other god and like she tried to apply science to faith and somehow has been reborn somehow within the bowels of Grimtol Keep. You can only assume that that is probably the dragon.
Right.
Yeah. Well, shit. That's one hell of a drug.
Understatement. Holy shit.
You want to go again?
I think I've done enough looking inward today. Help me up.
Let's go again.
Fucking persuasion. The same persuasion. Yeah, so with that, you guys exit the secret room.
Before we leave, can I really quickly run an investigation check to see if there's any books on Draco there?
Yes, there's an old tome actually made with it's tanned, but there's still fur on it. It has a chain that holds all of the papers in. It's like one long page that's been folded in the center. But the chain holds it all in, and it collapses around, and it says emblazoned on the front. It has like a big black dragon claw.
I'm gonna take that.
Okay. And
Holy shit, Lord.
Anybody gonna take the dragon wing?
holy shit, lore.
Can I take the dragon wing?
Yeah, you can take the dragon wing, sure. It's a petrified small dragon wing, probably off of a whelpling. You can't imagine what actually happened to the rest of it. It's just petrified dragon wing.
So, boys, how do we feel about the current situation?
I think that we should all sleep it off and see what we can come up with tomorrow.
Yeah, well, we sleep here.
Doesn't it seem a little odd to you? Everything happening here, the monks.
Nope.
You don't think that there's a. You
Nope.
don't think that this is. Listen, usually I would be all about ignoring a dragon, but that's not a dragon. And from what I just saw, there's far more to this situation.
So it literally could be.
You were
my
doing drugs.
deity then?
Your sight means shit.
Maybe.
Like, who knows? Who really knows what the Lady of Light is? Is the Lady of Light the sun? Is the Lady of Light this iteration of whatever it is? Like, that's what I'm having a lot of fun
Or
with.
is the Lady of Light the fucking burning tree?
Exactly. Who really knows? There's just so many different iterations of what this Lady of Light is. It's keeping so many people. That's why people are battling, because they just Lady of Light. What the fuck does that mean? So everybody's fighting over this belief, whatever it may be. So this could be it. Also, the tree could be it. I mean, also the sun, Mother Sun could be it. Who really knows? It's really up to whoever.
The shadow.
Ooh.
So are we gonna leave? Like, I'm putting it on the table. Are we
I'm just
really
saying.
going to her there with these creepy fuckers?
I do not want to stay here with these creepy fuckers,
We
especially.
could do a roll. So 11 or higher is leave, and 10 and under is stay.
Agathorpe takes out a wooden die.
Why in the? What kind of fucking nerd would roll dice to make a goddamn decision?
Yeah, what the
Put
fuck?
that away.
Why don't we just flip a gold? Okay, whatever.
Listen, I do think that we should leave with as much information as we can.
Nope, we're
what I
staying.
mean is, are we going to leave her, for Christ's sakes, down there?
We can't really do much now, especially not
Right.
alone with the amount of us there.
That and, my
It is a stronghold full of, dare I say, quote-unquote, cultists, as well as a dragon. So, I mean, weighing
say
those
we
options,
stay.
there's 4 of you. Could you take them on? Could you free her? I don't know what you're thinking, but certainly can't do it within the...
Next time on D&D.
Right. That's a thing.
So maybe we should head back to the tavern.
Yeah.
get help.
Let's
before
head
we do
back.
anything.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna probably go back to the ship and head back to our.
All right. So a month goes by. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So a month of travel goes by. We're not going to do the narrative, but you guys left with a lot of lore. Also, though, I am going to do a little bit of this. As you guys were sleeping one of the nights on the boat, you do all have the same dream, though it may be happening in different shifts. But maybe all the dwarves, the dwarven crew that you have, are watching. But you guys all have the same dream. And in that dream, you have the same image, that same Barrack, the servant, approaches you all on the boat.
Okay, we got a second hand high.
Yeah. And he says, "You had one more question about the horseman?"
Yeah.
What is it?
Are they returning?
I think you know the answer to that.
How do we stop them?
And then he disappears pretty much like how in The Lion King when Simba's chasing his father into the sky.
He disappears like just a bunch of little flowers. Yeah, right. Yeah, how do we stop them? And then, yes, he kind of, as you reach, he doesn't say anything. And in your frustration, you go to reach out at him, and he just disappears. And I think that's where we're going to end it.
Beautiful.
Thank you guys so much for doing the two-parter with us. Thank you so much, Raven, for hanging out. Thank you for letting us go a little bit longer today. I know we went longer again, but we always end up mucking around for a bit, and then we get to the plot. Thank you guys for coming by and hanging out in chat. I know it's been like 6 hours of RP and sitting around and hang out, and I thank you all those who did. You guys are the best. Couldn't we go around and chat about, I guess, what we liked about the game, each of our characters, or each of our streams? I'm so tired right now. Let's talk about, one, who we are, where you can find us on the internet, what you guys thought about today. Thank you guys for coming by. And let's start with Baron.
I actually really had a lot of fun with that. I love seeing the way you weave stories together. It's ridiculous how quickly, just from Ghost to literally 30 seconds later, an entire scene, a vivid fucking scene is going. It's just like, holy shit. That was just that.
I was like, I need to tell them something about this queen, but I don't know what.
It was so good. It was so fucking good. Absolutely, hands down, one of the coolest scenes I've ever participated in roleplay. That was amazing.
Really?
Like, holy shit.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
I said Ghost Dream, and I was like, holy shit, I'm literally just said exactly what is happening with it. So I had to, like, try to figure out a way to weave something that it wasn't. So I was like, shit, I'm about to make a fucking Ghost Dream. So I had to, like, I was like, oh, no, it'll be a drug. But, so, thank you. It was really, really cool to, like, and I was kind of happening all at once. I was kind of telling a story. I didn't realize I was going to start talking about the Dragon Riders, and then I did, and I was like, oh, shit. I knew in the beginning of the game I wanted to have something happen to the queen where she's now the dragon, or there was going to be a dragon at this place, but I didn't know how I was going to interpret it. But I'm glad
that was
came out the
so
way it did.
perfect too. Yeah, like fuck, man.
Yeah. Thank you. It was tons of fun, and like thank you for the inspiration for the Crimson Queen and also Grimtol Keep. This is all you're doing, like a season or two ago on RP First. I'm just taking it and plucking it and putting my spin on it. The next is King of Noobs. Where can we find you? How did you like the game? And,
that was
all
freaking
that
amazing. You can find me here on Twitch every once in a great while whenever I feel like broadcasting. I'm not like a full-time broadcaster or even like semi and just like do it whenever. You can find me on Discord as Eat Magnificent or Maddie. What I liked about this is how we could enslave the Twig Blights and pretty much start a religion war against them in the forest.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I really enjoyed having to figure out how they were gonna and what their take on the Lady of Light would be.
So great.
I was like, they're neutral evil, aren't they? After I did it, and I was like, they're gonna go right to fire, and then.
And then they fucking light their queen on fire, and then
I was
worship
like,
her
"Son of a
flames. God damn it!
There was only one way you could have win, and you had to do it.
Oh man! Next is Smith the Brit. Smith the Brit, where can we find you on this here interwebs? And how did
Yes.
you like the game today?
Basically, yeah, I'm the Smith Brit, and you can find me on Twitch every day at 8 p.m. GMT and 3 p.m. EST. And I love the game, especially when I was just dying of laughter and couldn't stop. I just couldn't help it. And it was just so much fun. It was so good. It's weird because a lot of time I'm used to like listening in D&D, so it's like it's really hard sometimes because when you watch so much D&D, you're just used to being a viewer and listening to it. So it's like you usually go quiet, and it's like, oh wait, shit, I'm a player. I have to say something.
Yeah. And last we have the Raven of Death. Raven of Death has been with us all day. Awesome trooper for hanging out with me for 6 hours as we play D&D for 2 weeks in a row. Thank you so much, man.
No problem, man. Yeah, dude. No, I love your DM style, and I just like, unfolding all this lore that we get to kind of just dig through and see what's what and create some that hasn't been explored yet. It's awesome.
Awesome. You guys could check out the Raven of Death, Smith the Brit, King of Noobs, and Undead Baron here on twitch.tv. If you guys are watching from YouTube, let me know how you guys enjoyed it. A lot of this stuff, like I say, every session, it's a sub-game that is open world, and also pretty much like 95% of it is all improv. I maybe think of where I want to take it, and then I just improv the rest of it. So there are times where I'm like stumbling or thinking of stuff because literally on the fly I'm trying to spit out lore and lead a story and all that such. So let me know what you guys think so far, how you guys like it, enjoy everything. My name is Mythematic. Thank you guys for coming by. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to head out and raid someone. Could I get a raid call in chat as we head out? Let's go ahead and raid. Copy and paste that raid call right there. We are going to do a raid. I am going to do the raid command. So when you see the raid go up, everybody join that raid, and then we'll all together move in and raid. You know what I mean? Copy paste that raid call right there, please. How do we? Where am I? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, there we go. Thank you guys once again for coming by and hanging out. You guys are the best. Copy and paste. This here, everything from me looks like a Mythematic. You guys are the shit. Like I said, this is a sub game that we play every week here on the channel. Let's see who we are going to drop you guys onto today. Where will we go? I can't believe I've been streaming for more than 12 hours. Oh my god, I'm exhausted. I am tired. Oh man, I want to play GTA tomorrow, but I'm going to be so dead. Alright, let me take a look. Why is this? One moment here. Do. You know who we're going to go and say hello to? We're going to go say hello to Askren. Askren from Exploding Dice. He's playing a game right now. He's playing Dabbers. I guess it's I think it's a Dungeons & Dragons game. Anyway, let's take a look at him. Let's say hello to he. Don't forget to get your Mythematics in chat. Don't forget to get your tentacles ready, because he's probably going to fight us with his tentacles. Guys, thank you so much for coming by. Thanks for hanging out. You guys are the shit. Head on over there. All right. I love you guys, and I'll see you. We are going to /raid this dude. Good night, guys. I love you. See you all tomorrow.
And he's out.